Oh boy, we're live. We're doing this. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So, we're finishing up Detective Instinct. Farewell, my beloved. Probably finishing it up tonight. We will see. We will see. All right, and we named our character Miles because, you know, reasons. All right, we are heading to. Let's see, what didn't we look at last time? I'm trying to remember. We haven't been to Veta and Monty's cabin again. We looked at the storage card and we looked at observation. My detective instincts. Oh, those. I don't like your detective instincts. I'm gonna be. Oh man, I'm gonna be like dealing emotionally with the time police for the longest time. Oh my gosh, that's never gonna go away. Ever. Okay, anyway. Let's go to the lounge car again. Are our golfers still there? It's totally empty in here. I guess the word hasn't gotten out that the golfers left. We have this place all to ourselves. There's not much point sticking around here. Let's come back later this evening when the bartender's back from break. Yes, the creepy Peter Lorre-esque bartender. Storage car. So we've already been to the storage car, and we have the porter we can talk to. But let's see. Let's go back to the Veta and Monty's cabin, because that is a place we have not actually been to yet. Oh, there's Monty. Oh, hello, Monty. How are you doing? It doesn't look like Veta is here. Oh boy, this should be interesting. Monty. How are you doing, Monty? Have you been enjoying your trip? Nice weather we're having, no? Well, I hope you're having a nice day. What are we doing? Veta. Hey, Monty, is Veta out? I wonder where she is. Oh, he did not. He did acknowledge. Ring. Hey, Monty, do you remember that ring we showed you and your wife yesterday? We seem to have misplaced it. You wouldn't happen to have seen it, have you? What about Veta? Do you think she knows where it might be? How can you tell if a man who doesn't speak is lying? That is an interesting question. Wait, I know. How about this? Maybe to talk to someone who doesn't speak, you have to communicate silently. Let's try talking to him without saying a word. Maybe he'll open up to us. Somehow. Sure. Okay. What does that even mean? Alright, just humor her, Miles. What's the worst that could happen? Nothing. Let's talk about nothing. It's like we're trying to communicate telepathically. Like, I feel like I can hear what he's thinking. Something along the lines of, I wish these stupid people would leave me alone. Yeah, something like that. I don't think that was helpful, Miles. Let's see. Any more bright ideas? Hey, at least I tried something. You can't fault me for thinking outside the box. I don't hear you coming up with any better ideas. Okay. Oh, wrong thing. Well, she has me there. Get back in the box, Emma. That's... Oh, we're here. Maybe we could have a quick look around. You don't think Monty will mind? I mean, what's he gonna do? Tell us to stop? I guess not. But still, let's not go too far. I don't want to invade their privacy. If you see anything interesting, maybe you could try asking about it. Check. Monty. This guy is impossible to read. There has to be a way to get him to open up to us, somehow. Maybe it'll be easier without Veta here. Veta. Veta isn't here. Atmosphere around here feels a lot friendlier without her, honestly. The bartender said Veta and Monty are broke, but if that's true, how on earth can they afford this room? Where? Let's look at... What's this over here? A deck of playing cards. Maybe Monty's a professional gambler. No, he's not. He's a magician. We already know this. Well, if he can't tell us anything, maybe he'll at least play a round of Texas Hold'em with us. What year is this supposed to take place in anyway? I'm not sure about the hat. It's a goofy hat. I can't imagine he'll have anything to say about this, but... well, he doesn't have much to say about anything, does he? This is where Emma and I found the ring yesterday. I wonder if Monty would tell us if anyone else has been in this cabin, besides him and Veta. Probably not. The mirror. Still looking good. Nothing here. I don't think the bed is important. Nothing here. I don't think we need to ask him about the plant. It's the jewelry case. We know it has some random playing cards in the bottom drawer. I'm curious about them, but I don't want Monty to know we looked inside. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. It's that goofy hat. Okay. Well, I think we've checked it, everything we needed to. Take. Let's take the hat. I don't really want this. Oh, the flowers. Don't take a flower about the playing cards. Miles, what are you doing? Don't just take things. What if Monty gets mad? Oh, relax. It's fine. I was just thinking of asking if he wanted to play some poker with us. Oh, you were, huh? Okay, maybe not, but maybe we can find some use for these. All right, so we did, in fact, take his cards. Talk about jewelry. That's a nice jewelry case. Must be a lot of expensive jewelry in there, huh? I don't think this line of questioning will be useful. Top hat. Is that your hat, Monty? Oh. Cool. Great insight, thank you. He's gonna beat Miles, and then Miles is going to kill multiple people over 7 years to get back at him. Oh, man. If I had a nickel for every time that happened, well, I'd have 2 nickels, but it was weird it would happen twice. Yes, yes. Deck of cards. Ooh, that reaction seemed different. Why is he doing one of the soy jack faces? That is a soy jack face. That's the 2 soy jacks pointing face. Why is he doing that? Is that intentional? Stop it. The couch. Hey, Monty, by any chance, has anyone else been in this cabin besides you and Veta? Come on, you can tell us. It can be our little secret, right? Oh, come on, Miles. Don't patronize him. All right, fine. Yeah, look at this card. What's this? Do you want me to give you the deck? Sure, here you go. He's shuffling the deck? Wait, I think he wants us to pick a card, Miles. Okay, let's see here. Let's do the king. I picked that one. The king of spades. Oh, Miles, I know what this is. This is one of those card tricks. We picked a card without him knowing what it was, and now he's shuffling it back into the deck. And somehow, miraculously, he'll be able to find your card again. Well, what do you know? He got it. That was it. He found it. Wow, that's incredible, Monty. Oh, Monty. Oh, my aching head. I know who that is. Yeah. Monty, this migraine is so painful. I'm seeing spots. But if I'm correct, are those 2 irksome children lurking in our cabin again? If they are here, could you please make them leave immediately? I simply cannot tolerate any intrusions right now. Oh, my head. I think we should go, Miles. Yeah, I think you're right. Thank you for your time, Monty. Okay. Can we talk to the porter about this? Maybe we can... let's see. Have you asked the porter about everyone you can think of, Miles? If you run out of ideas, maybe we could explore the other cars and see if any other names come up. Veta and Monty. Yeah, those names check out. Okay. So the one... Fisher is the one that's not right. Can we go to observation again and see if he's there yet? Because remember he said last week that Fisher is not one of the people. Hi there. The attendant. How about you ask about something important, Miles? Oh, right. I'll keep an eye out for the ring. Fisher will be back here tonight. Check the attendant. Wow, these Vendrekan girls really knocked me out. Okay. What about... Hi, yes, how can I help you? Nope, not getting involved with that guy. Peace and love, peace and love. Ah, ack, he says. What about, we got nobody here. All right, discuss. Mr. Fisher, what are you thinking, Emma? She said he was from Gambrika, right? You remember what Detective Daltrey said about the victim from the hotel, right? Otto Keller? Oh yeah, he was a Gambrican immigrant, wasn't he? I wonder if there's some sort of connection. I don't know, Emma. There's probably thousands of Gambrican immigrants in Vendreka. Yeah, you're probably right. Still, we need to talk to him. I wonder if there's anything else the attendant can tell us about him. Now, let's see, Fisher. He really is such a sweet old man. I can tell he really cares about his family. There was one thing I wanted to ask him, though, before he left yesterday. He said something I didn't understand. He said something about someone named Alma. Maybe it was his daughter's name? Oh, I just can't remember. But isn't that such a pretty name? Yeah, very pretty. Emma, are you okay? Alma. Alma! That was her name, Miles. I remember now. Her name was Alma. Yeah, the missing woman? Yes, I'm sure of it. Yes, all I could remember after yesterday, okay, was that it began with A. But hearing it now, I'm certain it was Alma. I can't believe it. Note added. Okay. Let's see, an old man on the train. He's one of the few people who may have seen Emma and the missing woman together. When Detective Daltrey tried to ask him some questions, he got frustrated and stormed off. I wonder what he's hiding. The train attendant in the observation car says Fisher mentioned somebody named Alma, which Emma insists was the name of the missing woman. Is it possible Fisher knows something about her? He says something about Alma and Ultimate. I don't know. The Ultimate. Oh, yes. Oh, no. You said Mr. Fisher mentioned somebody named Alma? You're sure? Ultima? Oh, yeah. Alma and Ultima. Yes. Yep, I'm sure he must have been talking about one of his family members, but I can't remember. He mentioned something about someone named Alma. Okay, wait a minute. Wait. There. Actually pretty crowded in here. I guess that's not too surprising. Fisher was talking about a person named Alma. Could this really be just a coincidence? You're certain the woman you met was named Alma? I want to trust my memory, but I just don't know anymore, Miles. Is it possible I heard Fisher mention the name to someone in the lounge car yesterday? And that's what I'm remembering? I think you should trust yourself, Emma. I'm sure you're remembering, right? Yeah, you're right. I know what she told me. I can't start doubting myself now. Let's stay focused. We need to talk to Fisher as soon as possible. It's still early. We should keep investigating the other cars until tonight when he comes back here. Who knows? Maybe we'll run into somebody else who could tell us something about him. Or Alma. Thank you for your time. No problem. If you need anything, you know where to find me. Alright, notes. Alma. A woman Emma says she met shortly after the train departed. Nobody has seen her since, and strangely, nobody seems to remember her being on the train except for Emma. Emma described her as being in her late 20s or early 30s, with dark hair, wearing a gray coat and a dress. Emma doesn't remember her name, but he thinks it began with an A. Emma also said that the woman seemed uneasy and that she didn't deserve Emma's kindness, this understandably, as Emma kind of freaked out. I wonder what's going on here. Talking with the train attendant in the observation car jogged Emma's memory. She remembers that the missing woman's name was Alma. We know that Fisher was talking about somebody named Alma. Is it possible he knows something about her? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Okay. Let's go to the storage car again. And we can ask him about Alma. Nope. Nobody named Alma registered here. Kind of surprising, actually. That's a pretty common name around these parts. All right. What are you thinking, Emma? Oh, I was just thinking about Fisher. There's just so many strange coincidences about him, you know? He's from Ganbrika, like the murder victim from the hotel. He knows someone with the same name as the missing woman. And to top it all off, he might not even be registered for this train. Just who is he? Well, I guess we'll just have to ask him ourselves when he stops by the observation car tonight. We still have some time to kill. Is there anything we have left to do? I don't think we need to ask the porter about anything else. Let's just go to my cabin. Maybe that'll, like, advance the time. Oh, time. Oh gosh, look at the time. It's starting to get a little late. Maybe the bartender is back in the lounge car now. You know, he was hard to get a read on at first, but I get the sense that Monty is a kind-hearted man, don't you? Yeah. Performing that card trick really seemed to cheer him up, but when Veta came back... I shouldn't speculate about others' relationships, but he just seems so timid, and she's so... well, you know. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Hello, John F. Kennedy, 1141. Alma, I can't believe I forgot that name. It's so clear to me now. Everything about our meeting happened so fast. I didn't think to ask her until just before we split up. I was so sleepy. I must not have fully committed it to memory. But I remember now. It was Alma. Well, the good news is that name doesn't rule out the possibility that the ring we found belongs to her. That's right. She still could be AK. Was she born in 1947? Could it really be a coincidence that Fisher was also talking about somebody named Alma? I don't know. But we'll find out tonight, I suppose. So, I guess now we're supposed to go talk to the creepy bartender again. He's back? Yes, the time has advanced. Wait, is that Daltrey? It's starting to get a bit late. Looks like the bartender's back, and... Who's that in the booth? Is that Professor Martin and Detective Daltrey? Oh, it's Martin? Oh, what is this? Oh, hello, you two. How are you both? Hi, Professor. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Yeah, all good. Was that the detective you were just talking to? Oh, yes. He came to see me about an hour ago. He's still investigating the case from the hotel, you know. To think this train may be connected somehow. Frankly, it all seems a bit fantastic to me. My understanding is that he intends to speak with everyone on board, so I invited him to speak with me here, over some coffee. How's the investigation going? Did he tell you much about it? No, not all that much, and I'm afraid I wasn't able to be of much help. I only know as much about the incident as the police would tell me that night, after all. If I had to guess, I'd say he doesn't have many leads. It's entirely possible he's been on a wild goose chase this whole time. Still, he is quite determined. He just left to look for more passengers to speak to. I'd say I hope he finds what he's looking for, but... well, I suppose I'd rather he didn't. After all, I'd feel much better if this train didn't have anything to do with the murder. I'd probably feel better with a more competent detective on board, if I'm being honest. Oh, man, that's a big slam on Daltrey. He's doing his best. Well, I'll be going back to my cabin now. Is everything all right, Professor? Oh, yes, I felt a tad under the weather these past few days. I do hope I'm not coming down with something. Nothing to worry about. Don't stay up too late, you two. We won't. Good night, Professor. Good night. All right, Miles, let's talk to the bartender. The bartender. All right, let's talk to him. Hey, buddy. Well, you're back. Have you determined what Monty's former occupation was? Yeah, I think so. Well then, let's hear it. He was a magician. He was a knight. Yes. He was a knight from Fantasy Times. Welcome to Fantasy Times. No, he was a bodybuilder, a musician, a mime, or a knight. No, he was a magician. That is correct. At one time, that man was a very popular and successful magician in Vendreka. At least as far as magicians go. So what happened to him? Yeah, okay, yes, you win. I will tell you. Monty was still performing as recently as a year ago. His act was quite a popular tourist attraction. Part of his gimmick was that he'd never speak, to give himself an air of mystery. His act was mostly standard tricks, impossible escapes and such. But one night, something terrible happened. While some magic tricks look dangerous, the audience typically assumes there are plenty of safety precautions in place to prevent injury. But, while that's largely true, many tricks are actually quite dangerous and require pinpoint timing and skill from the performers. One night, Monty's show was running late, and in his haste to get on stage, he neglected to perform a standard, routine safety procedure. As a result, the poor fool became trapped in a box that was to be crushed by a large weight. He very easily could have died. When he realized he could not escape, he actually shouted for help from inside the box. The assistants pulled the box to safety moments before the weight came crashing down. I suspect help was the first word Monty had uttered in years. It took them an agonizingly long time to pry open the box, with Monty begging for his life the entire time, and the audience watching in horror, as it became clear that this was not part of the act. The rest of that night's performance was cancelled, and shortly after, the story became something of a tabloid curiosity. For his trouble, Monty became a laughingstock, and to make matters worse, no venues would book his act any longer, believing it to be unsafe. Monty hasn't performed ever since, and the public has largely forgotten about him. But I remember. I recognized him the moment I saw him. Oh my, that's so horrible. We saw some of the props from his act in the storage car. What do you think he's trying to do? If I had to guess, I'd say he wants to start fresh. In a country that is unfamiliar with his history. His career may be over in Vendreka, but the baggage from his incident shouldn't follow him all the way to London. I just don't know how he can afford such a move. The man hasn't worked in a year. And frankly, his wife may live like they're rich. But I don't think Monty was bringing home millions from his act. Their supposedly glamorous lifestyle has always been a facade. But, well, I suppose that's none of my business. This is all I am able to tell you. If there's anything else to discover, you'll have to discover it yourself. What a sad story. I feel so bad for him. It sort of raises more questions than it answers, though. We still don't know about Veta and Monty, what they have to do with Alma, if anything. Yeah, there's still a piece of the puzzle missing. But at least we're making some progress, right? It's just about nighttime, Miles. Do you think Mr. Fisher might be in the observation car by now? He's the last person who may have seen me and Alma together. And there are just too many coincidences for him not to be connected to all of this somehow. I have a feeling he's hiding something big. Just what could it be? Yeah, what do we got for notes? Oh, we have a Monty update. Okay. The bartender told us a bit more about Monty. He used to be a popular magician in Vendreka, but an accident during one of his performances ruined his career. The bartender thinks Monty must be trying to reestablish himself in a new country, but doesn't understand how he can afford the move, considering he hasn't worked in at least a year. Well, his backstory explains why he was so excited when he performed his card trick for us, and why he seems so sad otherwise. I feel bad for him. Yeah, that's a sad story, all right. It's a very sad story, but, let's see. Let's go to observation. Oh, that's the only place we can go. It's already nighttime. Wow. There he is, right on schedule. All right, here goes nothing. Excuse me, sir. Yes, can I help you? You're Mr. Fisher, correct? How do you know who I am? Oh, these two wanted to talk to you earlier. I think they were looking for something. Yeah, let's check Fisher here. So this is Fisher. Up close, he seems kind of frail. Let's talk to him, Miles. All right. Talk about the lounge car, maybe. No, the missing woman. Yeah, we tried to talk to him. He doesn't say anything. Oh. I don't know what you're talking about. Lounge car. I don't remember. I can't help you. Alright. Clearly he doesn't want to talk to us. Not very talkative, huh? He didn't want to talk to Detective Daltrey either. What is he hiding? Let's ask him about Alma. Maybe that'll get him talking. Maybe. Alma. How do you know that name? It's the name of the woman we're looking for. Does it ring a bell? I don't know anything. Stop asking me questions. I can't help you. That touched a nerve. Mr. Fisher, are you okay? Leave me alone! Ooh. He still won't talk to us. He seems really nervous. Should we tell him that we know he's not registered for this train? I don't know, Emma. Let's press him just a little further. I know he's hiding something. He must know something about Alma. He just has to. I'm nervous about pushing him too far, but Emma's right. We need to know what he knows. I think we need a special armband that lets us see, like, his micro expressions so we can identify what statement he's lying about. Let's see, stowaways. Oh. Well, what do you want? Why are you harassing me? I don't know anything about that. Or anything else. I have nothing to do with that. I'm... Mr. Fisher, it's okay. We're just trying to find out what happened to Alma. We don't... You leave her out of this! I know nothing. And I will tell you nothing. Mr. Fisher, calm down. Everything will be okay. Mr. Fisher... We know you're not registered for this train, and so does the porter. He may already be looking for security. Emma. Not registered? Is that true, Mr. Fisher? There's no reason left for you to hide anything from us. Please, we just want to find Alma. I won't go back. You can't make me go back. What? Oh, no. I have a gun. Don't come any closer, or I'll... Oh my God. Stay back! I'm warning all of you. Oh boy. Well, this is a prompt for a save. Yeah. Okay, we gotta think. He's got a gun. I don't know what to do. I'm so scared, I can't even move. If we don't do something quick, he might... But what should we do? Check Fisher. He looks scared. Does he think we're trying to hurt him? Maybe this is all just a misunderstanding. Maybe I can reason with him. Mr. Fisher, you don't have to do this. We're not trying to get you in trouble. We're just looking for someone. Shut up! You're just trying to trick me. You can't make me go back to Vendreka. You can't. I won't. Why is he so afraid to go back to Vendreka? Maybe I can reason with him. Let's see. Does Emma have anything to say? No, she is out. Be quiet. Go away right now or I'll... keep talking. Be quiet. Go away right now or I'll... No? It's no use. He's not listening. Is Emma okay? Let's see. Mr. Fisher, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I mean, we're not. Shut up! You can't fool me! I remember you now. You two were talking to that detective. You with the police. He's gonna take me away. He's gonna take me back and then No, I won't let you. Mr. Fisher, we're not with the detective. This is just a misunderstanding. You don't have to do this. I don't have a choice. If I go back to Vendreka, I'll be killed. They'll kill me just like they killed Maxwell. Did he just say Maxwell? Where have I heard that name? Drop the gun, says somebody. Oh. Detective? It's over, Fisher. Drop it. I'm finished. Okay, I'm glad that resolved the way that it did. I was wondering for a second there. No bullets. Mr. Fisher. Mr. Fisher, I searched your cabin and found your boarding pass. This ticket was stolen, was it not? Yes. Just a moment ago, you said if you went back to Vendreka, you'd be killed. Like Maxwell. Do you mean Edison Maxwell? The lawyer? Yes, that's right. Of course. Maxwell was the lawyer who was found dead yesterday morning. The lawyer that Otto Keller, the victim from the hotel, used to work for. I think you better explain yourself. What are you doing on this train? Can you ever forgive me for this? Yes, Mr. Fisher. Of course we forgive you. I need to explain from the beginning. I came to Vendreka 25 years ago with my wife and my young daughter from my home in Ganbrika. Our life in Ganbrika was very challenging. We came to Vendreka in hopes of making a better life for our daughter. We were led to believe that Vendreka would be our promised land, that our troubles would be over when we finally arrived. But that was a lie. We found that opportunities for Ganbrikan immigrants were few and far between, and we were not welcomed with open arms as we thought we would be. The truth is, we struggled just as much in Vendreka as we did in Ganbrika. It was very hard to make ends meet. And it only got harder when my wife fell ill. I tried my best to be a good father to my daughter, but I know I made many mistakes. When she grew older, she met an Englishman who wanted to take her away to London. She begged me to let her go, but I was afraid of losing her. I said some things I shouldn't have said. Doesn't matter. In the end, she left without saying a word. My life hit rock bottom, and that's when I met him, Maxwell. He introduced himself to me with a proposition. He would pay me a sizable sum if I spied on my employer for him. I've been working as a gardener for a Vendrekan senator for a few years. I don't know why, but Maxwell wanted information on him. I couldn't say no. I needed the money. I could barely support myself as it was. Every Sunday night I would meet Maxwell at his home to tell him what he had found. He would pay me and I would go. It seemed harmless enough. This went on for a few months until one day I received a letter in the mail. It was from my daughter. I hadn't heard from her in over 2 years. I couldn't believe it. She told me that she's given birth to a daughter. And she named her after her grandmother, my wife. She named her Alma. Suddenly I was overcome with guilt. What had I become? Spying on a politician? For a crooked lawyer? I hardly recognized myself. How could I face my daughter? How could I face my granddaughter knowing what I had done? That Sunday I resolved to tell Maxwell that I wouldn't spy for him anymore, but he refused. He threatened me. He said if I stopped, he would use his connections in the government to have me deported. He had me trapped. What could I do? How could I refuse? I had to keep spying for him. But at least now I had a goal. I would save up my money and buy a ticket to London. I would escape. I would find my daughter. It was so close. I only needed a few more payments from Maxwell and I'd be finished. But then I went to his house 2 nights ago and he was dead. I panicked. I ran as fast as I could and then it hit me. Somebody must have found out about the spying. They got to Maxwell first, but I must be next. I had to escape. So I came to the station and well, you know what I did. I never thought I'd be found out. When the train left the station, I was sure I was free. I'd soon be in London, reunited with my daughter and her family. Oh, Mr. Fisher. What a story. The senator you were working for, what was his name? It was Senator Gordon. Senator Gordon? Isn't that Professor Martin's old friend? Officer, I'm begging you. Please let me stay in London. Don't make me go back to Vendrika. I just want to see my daughter. I just want to meet my granddaughter. I just want to meet Alma. When we arrive in London, you'll have to come back with me on the first train back to Vendrika. I promise that no harm will come to you when we return home. I understand. Oh, Detective, can't you let him stay? I know he's broken the law, but... It isn't up to me. The rest of you wouldn't mind. I'd like to speak with him alone for a while. Miles, let's go. Okay. Wow, that was interesting. So, there's a big updates on everybody. Yeah, Fisher. Fisher had a breakdown. They said she had a breakdown. Oh my gosh, why am I singing Michael Jackson at almost 9 p.m. at night? Fisher had a breakdown when he confronted him with our questions about Alma and threatened us with a gun. Though he learned from Daltrey that it wasn't even loaded. He told us his story. He was a Ganbrican immigrant living in Vendrika, trying to make ends meet, but struggling. His wife, Alma, passed away of an illness, and when his daughter grew up, she left Vendrika with her English boyfriend to live in London. When he was at rock bottom, he was approached by that shady lawyer, Edison Maxwell, with a proposition. Maxwell would pay Fisher to spy on his employer, Senator Gordon. Fisher was desperate for extra cash, so he did it, until one day he received a letter from his daughter, informing him that she had given birth to a daughter. She named the daughter after her mother and Fisher's late wife, Alma. Fisher, overcome with emotion and guilt, wanted to stop spying for Maxwell, but Maxwell threatened him with deportation if he refused to continue working for him. Fisher tried to raise enough money to buy a ticket to London and flee, but before he could, he discovered Maxwell had been killed. He assumed that someone had found out about the spying, and that he surely must be next. He decided to flee Vendrika and stow away on the train in the hopes he could escape certain death, and finally reunite with his daughter and her family. Such a sad story, and it looks like the Alma that Fisher mentioned was actually a totally different person from the one we're looking for. Maybe. Gordon. So Mr. Fisher was spying on Senator Gordon for the lawyer who was killed yesterday. Maxwell. What a weird coincidence. Why would someone want to spy on Gordon? I wonder what Martin thinks about this. We should probably talk to him. Well, no, I guess not Fisher's Alma. I guess not. Fisher's Alma is a different person entirely, so we still don't really know anything about her. Or do we? Is she a ghost? That'd be interesting. Let's go to... Oh, Miles' cabin. Okay. What do you guys say, Emma? I feel so ashamed of myself. I was so sure he knew something about Alma. I thought if we cornered him, we could get him to talk, but it was just a coincidence, and now he won't get to be reunited with his family. Oh, Miles, it's all my fault. It's all right, Emma. I think we both went a little too far. I feel really bad for Mr. Fisher, but it just seemed like such a good lead. Did I ever apologize for this? I don't know what to say. Let's take a step back. We got a lot of information today. We can worry about Mr. Fisher later. She's still waiting for us to find her, remember? You're right. Just give me a second. Okay. Let's review what we learned today. I'm Agent Alma from the Time... Stop! Stop with the Time Police! No! Ah! Rika Suzuki, how could you do us like this? Ah! Ah! That's right. I'm with the Time Police. Can we go talk to the Parrot Man? We need to go tell him what's going on. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Just like last time. Alright, let's do the review. The day got off to a bad start. When I woke up, I discovered that the ring we found yesterday was missing. I searched my cabin for over an hour, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I still feel so stupid for losing it. It's okay, Emma. We were still able to investigate without it. Yeah, we still needed to find the other people who might have seen me and Alma together. So we went to the lounge car to look for them. We started with those golfers, Dennis and Palmer. Unfortunately, neither of them remembered a thing about me or Alma. They were too busy arguing about putters or whatever. When we brought it up, though, Dennis proposed a couple of theories to explain what may have happened to Alma. Some of them were a little ridiculous, but, well, what did you think of Dennis's theories, Miles? I agree that if she's still on board, she'd probably be in the storage car. I agree the whole train staff is in on the conspiracy. Yeah, I agree it would make sense if she's not on the train anymore. Yeah. That would explain why it's been so hard to find her, but the train hasn't stopped once since it departed. If she's not here anymore, then that means... You're right, though. It would make some sense. Not as much sense as if she were never on the train in the first place. Anyway, after we finished talking to them, we ran into Mr. Fisher for the first time. He was trying to get away from Daltrey. It seemed pretty suspicious. Fisher left quickly, and Daltrey went back to his investigation. So around this time we talked to the bartender. Yep, and that creep made us a deal. If we could correctly guess what Monty's former job was, he'd tell us a bit more about the two of them. Monty and Veta, I mean. Gosh, after everything that happened tonight, I almost completely forgot about those two. We tried talking to them again too, but that didn't go so well. Yeah, only Monty was around at first, and well, he's a man of few words. There was one thing that seemed to resonate with him, though. Do you remember what seemed to catch Monty's attention? The deck of cards. Yeah, it was that deck of cards. As soon as we showed it to him, he performed a little card trick for us. This would be a harder question if he wasn't literally holding up a deck of cards with making the soy jack face. He was very charming. But then Veta came back and kicked us out. I felt really bad for Monty at that time. He seemed so happy before she came back. Anyway, the card trick was a pretty solid clue about what Monty's former job was, but it was finding all of the things in the storage car that really clinched it. A cage, a weird box, a suit of armor, a guillotine, all props from his act. So, one more time, what kind of job did he have, Miles? He was a mime, a musician, a magician. That's right. Monty used to be a magician. Seems so obvious in hindsight, doesn't it? Once we figured it out, we talked to the bartender who told us all about Monty's past. Apparently, during one of his shows, he neglected an important safety procedure, and it almost cost him his life. After that, he became a laughingstock, and no venues would book his act anymore. How sad. If Monty's been out of a job for so long, could the two of them really afford a luxury suite on this train? The bartender seemed to think they must be broke. It doesn't make any sense. They just have to be hiding something. We need to get them to talk to us somehow. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Mr. Fisher. We asked the train attendant in the observation car about him. She told us about how excited he was to see his family in London, and that he had mentioned to her something about a woman named Alma. Hearing that name jogged my memory. The woman we've been looking for told me her name was Alma. I'm sure of it. After that, I was certain Fisher must know something about her, but it turned out it was just a coincidence. The Alma that Fisher was talking about isn't the same Alma. Do you remember who it actually was? It was his granddaughter. Oh, his wife and a granddaughter. Yeah, sorry. Well, that's technically right, but I'm sorry, this is a bit of a trick question. Do you remember? It was actually two people. Yeah, exactly. Fisher's daughter recently had a baby, who was named Alma, after the baby's grandmother, Fisher's late wife. Oh, it's just so sad, Miles. How could I be so stupid? It's okay, Emma. We had other reasons to be suspicious of Fisher, remember? Yeah, because of what we learned from the porter in the storage car. When we first talked to the porter, he was a bit agitated. Apparently, they've been dealing with a particular problem on these trains lately. What was that problem, Miles? Stowaways! Apparently, he's been finding stowaways on the train very often recently. When we told the porter about Mr. Fisher, he confirmed that nobody with that name was registered for this train, so it seemed pretty likely that Mr. Fisher was actually a stowaway. At that point, all that was left to do was talk to him ourselves. Yeah, Mr. Fisher panicked when we confronted him. He pulled a gun, but Daltrey appeared in the nick of time to de-escalate the situation, and it turned out the gun wasn't loaded anyway. He was just really scared. He was working as a spy for Maxwell, the lawyer whose death Daltrey is investigating. He even discovered Maxwell's body last night, which made him think that somebody found out about the spying, and that he may be killed too. So he stole a train ticket in order to escape. He also told us all about the circumstances that led him to this point. Can't believe everything Fisher has been through. I didn't know conditions for Ganbrican immigrants were so bad. I didn't get that impression from Martin at all. You remember, right? Last night Martin told us that Vendreka had been working to open its borders to Ganbrican refugees. But he didn't tell us they were still struggling. Yeah, but that isn't the only thing that's bothering me. It's who Fisher was involved with. You caught it too, right? The person that Maxwell was having Mr. Fisher spy on? Mr. Fisher was having him spy on G-O-R-D-O-N. Gordon. Not Gordon. Gordon. Yeah, it was Senator Gordon, Professor Martin's old friend. After that, Daltrey told Mr. Fisher that he couldn't stay in London, and that they'd both be going back to Vendreka. I guess that means he'll be arrested. Yeah. That was the most serious I've ever seen Daltrey. It was a little eerie. Well, I think that's everything. Miles, what's going on? I don't know. We only have one day left until we reach London. We found out so much, but still no sign of Alma. What should we do? It's been a long day. I think we should get some sleep, but tomorrow we need to find Mr. Fisher again. We still have a very important question to ask him. Oh yeah. With everything that's been going on, I almost forgot why we were looking for him in the first place. He's the only person left who might remember seeing me and Alma together in the lounge car. We still need to find out what Veta and Monty are hiding too. We'll be okay, Emma. We can still get to the bottom of this. I think I'm gonna get to bed now, Miles. I want to be alone for a bit, if that's okay. Well, it's okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Never seen her like this. I have such a sick feeling in my stomach. Just what is going on here? I think I'm a little scared to find out. Okay. Chapter 4. What time is it? Oh, it's really pouring out there. Alright, notes. Daltrey. Maybe I was wrong about Daltrey. If he hadn't shown up to defuse the situation after Mr. Fisher pulled a gun, who knows what might have happened. Okay. That's the only new thing, huh? It's after 10 a.m. Emma's late again. Pretty unlike her to let me sleep in. I figured she'd want to start investigating right away. Although, maybe she's not really in the mood after what happened last night. Let's see. Check the door. Nothing here. Nothing here. Not really in the mood to listen to anything on the boombox right now. Maybe later. What year is this taking place in? What a dreary day. I love dreary days. Let's see. My hair is a mess. I really need to wash it again. I get it. I know where she is. There's only one person Emma would want to trust enough for advice when she's feeling down, and that's Martin. I bet I'll find her if I go to his cabin. Let's see. We're not gonna find Emma, are we? Oh no, there she is. Okay. Oh, hello, Miles. Good morning. Oh, hi, Miles. Hey, guys. I thought I might find you here, Emma. I was surprised you didn't wake me up hours ago. Oh, yeah. Have a seat, Miles. Emma and I were just having a conversation. You two have had quite the adventure these past few days, I've gathered. Oh, I guess Emma told him what's been going on. My, where to begin? Emma told me the two of you have been looking for a woman named Alma, who evidently went missing on the day of our departure. She told me all about your investigation, the many places you've explored, the people you've spoken to. And she told me about the incident last night with that Fisher gentleman. What a frightening ordeal. I'm so glad the two of you are safe. It makes sense to me now, that ring you showed me yesterday. You believe it may belong to this Alma. I wish the two of you would have confided in me earlier. Perhaps I could have helped somehow. I'm sorry, Professor. I already felt terrible about making this Miles' problem. I didn't want to make it yours, too. Ah, but that's what I'm here for, isn't it? It's my job, not just with your studies, but with anything you may need. So, what do you make of all this, Professor? I must confess, it's a lot to process. I'm not quite sure what to think. All of this on top of that detective investigating some very serious crimes. There is certainly something happening here. But I feel it would be best for all of us to remain level-headed. There must be an explanation, and I am certain in time it will become clear to all of us. Professor, there was something Fisher said last night that I wanted to ask you about. I told you that Fisher was being forced to spy on a Vendrekan politician by a lawyer named Maxwell. The man he was spying on was his employer. He said it was Senator Gordon. Senator Gordon? Isn't that the name of your friend, the one who invited you to Vendreka for this trip? Yes, that's right. Well, the idea that Fisher knew Gordon doesn't necessarily surprise me. As I told you the other night, Senator Gordon worked extensively with Ganbreakan refugees. If Fisher is Ganbreakan, it makes sense that he and Gordon may have crossed paths. However, the idea that this Fisher gentleman was spying on Gordon... that is alarming. I can't imagine why someone would want to spy on Gordon. However, the thought that this Maxwell character was using a downtrodden man like Fisher for such a thing... it's just unconscionable. Listen to me, you two. I know that I can't stop you from doing what you want to do, but please, be careful. It would give me tremendous peace of mind to know that you two weren't involving yourselves in something potentially dangerous. I just ask that you be sensible. I don't think I could bear it if anything happened to you. We understand, Professor. Okay. Thank you for joining me for breakfast, Emma, and thank you for staying to chat, Miles. I know that things may seem uncertain right now, but I do believe we are in good hands with that detective on board. I'm sure everything will be sorted out before we arrive in London. Until then, well, just stay cautious. I will see you both tonight when we disembark. Don't forget to begin packing your things. We'll be arriving before you know it. Be well, Professor. Hey, Miles, can we go back to your cabin for a bit? Sure. All right. Let's see you both tonight. So he has nothing more to say to us. Let's go to Miles' cabin. Hey, Miles. Are you all right, Emma? I just wanted to apologize. I'm sorry I went to talk to Martin without you. It's just, after last night, I felt so guilty for what I did to Mr. Fisher. It made me start questioning everything I've been doing. I was so embarrassed. I didn't want you to see me like that. You know, when I first realized Alma was missing, I thought about going to Martin for help right away, but the past few years I've depended on him so much. Whatever problems I've had with school, stress, work, anything really, he's always been there for me when I needed advice. So this time I thought I'd find another way. I wouldn't make it his burden. I wouldn't ruin his trip with my problems. I really thought I could get through this without him, but, well, I guess I couldn't. It's okay, Emma. There's nothing wrong with asking someone for help, especially after everything you've been through. If it makes you feel any better, I'm glad you asked me. Thanks, Miles. So, where do we go from here? Martin was very polite, but I can tell he's skeptical. I don't think he really believes me. And I don't know, maybe he's right. After everything that's happened, I can't help but feel like we might be in over our heads a little bit. Maybe we should just leave everything for Detective Daltrey to sort out. Oh, I don't know. What do you think, Miles? What should we do? Continue the investigation, obviously. I know Martin wants us to stay safe, but I feel like we've come too far to call it quits now. We still have a lead to chase, remember? Yeah, I know. Mr. Fisher. We still need to ask him if he remembers seeing me with Alma the other day. If nothing else, I think we should at least see what he has to say, don't you? Okay, you're probably right. I guess it couldn't hurt to check with him just to be sure. At this point, I'd be surprised if he remembered seeing Alma, but if nothing else, I'd love to apologize to him for last night. How about we ask the observation car attendant if she knows what happened to him after last night? Any excuse to see her again, huh? Oh, give me a break. It's okay, Miles. I'm just teasing you. I think that's a great idea. Just let me know when you're ready. Okay, let's talk. How you feeling, Emma? Much better, thanks. I think I just needed to talk through everything. I still feel guilty about how I handled things last night, but it's in the past now. Still, I'd like to apologize to Mr. Fisher as soon as we get the chance. I know nothing I can say can undo what happened, but I think Mr. Fisher seems like a decent guy. It's hard to say how he'll be feeling today, but I think he'll understand. I think so too. Let's head over to the observation car. If he's there, we'll get our chance to apologize, and our chance to ask about Alma. Let's check. Looks like she's cheered up a little bit. That's good. I was a little worried for a minute there. Still, I can't imagine what's going through her head right now. It's been 2 days, and it feels like we were barely any closer to Alma than we were at the start. And then there's Mr. Fisher. I think it took a lot of courage to decide to keep moving forward. She's more strong-willed than she gives herself credit for. And we should go to the observation car. What about the area? At this point, I really don't have much more to say about my room. Okay. Nothing new. Let's go to observation. There's the attendant, and wait. It's Mr. Fisher. He's already here. That's so lucky. Let's speak. Oh, we can't speak to the attendant? Let's see. Huh, even after everything that happened yesterday, she seems as cheery as ever. She must be pretty tough and very forgiving. Fisher's a lucky guy. Okay. Let's try to talk to him, Miles. Alright. Mr. Fisher? Oh, hello, you two. I would like to sincerely apologize for my behavior last night. There was no excuse for me to cause such a panic. No, I'm the one who should apologize. It's all my fault that you can't stay in London. No. Everything that has happened, I brought upon myself. I've made many mistakes in my life. From this day forward, I'm determined to become a man worthy of my granddaughter. I know I will meet her someday. Mr. Fisher, we're really sorry to bother you, but would you mind if we asked you some questions? Not at all. What can I help you with? It looks like he's doing all right, but all things considered... Let's see, lounge car. Mr. Fisher, do you remember sitting in the lounge car 2 days ago? It would have been around this time. That would have been shortly after the train departed, correct? Yes, I do believe I spent some time in the lounge car. I was so thrilled to have made it on board. I wanted to explore the whole train. Of course, eventually I found my way here, which is my preferred spot. Do you by any chance remember seeing me there? Me and another woman? Oh, I'm not so good with faces, but let me think. I'm very sorry, I just can't remember. Oh, you can't? I know it must seem strange, given that Maxwell was paying me to be observant, but I must confess, well, my memory just isn't what it used to be. It's hard for me to commit small details to memory unless I really try, and I'm afraid I don't recall seeing you before last night. I sincerely apologize. It's okay, Mr. Fisher. Thanks anyway. Man, I can't believe it. Out of everyone, I really thought he'd be the one to be able to help us. Is this really it? Do we really have nowhere else to go from here? Emma's being nice, but she must be pretty disappointed. What about Daltrey? I spoke with Detective Daltrey at length last night. I had no idea he was here investigating Maxwell's death. And this was also the first I heard about what happened to poor Otto. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't have any hard feelings. The detective is only doing his job, and he was kind enough to allow me to keep my accommodations here, in spite of everything. What about Otto Keller? Do you know Otto Keller, Mr. Fisher? Oh, you knew about Otto? Seems I was the last to find out. I didn't know him well, but having worked with Maxwell for a while, we did cross paths from time to time. He was Maxwell's housekeeper, in case you weren't aware. He was a very kind man. He was a Ganbrican immigrant like myself, so I found him very easy to talk to. To think he, too, was killed. Maxwell. Maxwell introduced himself to me at a bar. I could tell that he was trouble. But the money he was offering was too good to pass up. I have no idea what interest Maxwell had in Senator Gordon. Frankly, I didn't want to know. At first, Maxwell just had me listen to Gordon's conversations and report back what I heard. Later, he got more daring and asked me to look through his documents, memorize them, and tell him what they said. You managed to do that without ever getting caught? If I'm being honest, I don't think Senator Gordon ever noticed my presence. He never suspected a thing, as far as I'm aware. Okay. I found Maxwell in exactly the same way Daltrey described him. Sitting alone at his dinner table with a knife in his back. How pitiful. I couldn't tell you much more. As soon as I realized he was dead, I fled the scene in a panic. I could only ever see Otto for minutes at a time. We didn't do much more than make small talk. I remember him telling me how he and his wife wanted to start a family. I could tell he was struggling like the rest of us immigrants, but I always sensed nothing but optimism from him. He truly was a very kind man. Wondering what else the two of us talked about. Well, naturally, the detective wanted to know why I was spying for Maxwell, or more specifically, what it was that Maxwell wanted to know about Senator Gordon. I told the detective everything I knew, anything to help track down whoever killed Otto and Maxwell. You might think I knew Senator Gordon fairly well, having worked as his gardener for years. But what little of a relationship we had could be called strictly professional. He paid little mind to me. I paid little mind to him. At least when I wasn't spying on him. Even then, very little of the information Maxwell had me gather made much sense to me. Something about some suspicious foreign connections and payments he'd received many years ago to... I beg your pardon, I shouldn't be telling you any of this. That would be terribly irresponsible. Of course. But I really want to know. Yeah. I can't tell you much more about him. Okay. Lounge car. I'm sorry, I just don't remember. The detective is just doing his job. Otto Keller. I don't know why Otto was at that hotel. But the timing is remarkable. I found Maxwell dead the same night. The detective asked me if I thought Otto may have been Maxwell's killer. A terrible thought. Maxwell wasn't a good man. I assume he had many enemies, but no matter what he may have done, I just can't see Otto as a killer. Not unless he truly had no choice. Maxwell, how pitiful. Can't tell you much more. It looks like he's doing alright, all things considered. You okay, Emma? Yeah, I'm okay. Do you want to keep talking to Mr. Fisher? Maybe he knows something else that could help us. Well, if you want to, sure. Alma, you're saying you had tea with a woman in the lounge car that morning and that her name was Alma? What a coincidence. My wife's name was Alma. When my daughter wrote to me, she named her newborn after her. I was very moved. But to answer your question, no, I'm afraid I don't remember ever seeing her. I'm very sorry. I'm sorry, I don't remember seeing her, okay? Let's see. Looks like he's doing alright, all things considered. What can I help you with? You remember anything else from when you were in the lounge car that morning? Anything else? Let me think. Oh, I do remember a rather strange couple coming in at one point. They were hard to notice, very oddly dressed, and the woman made quite a show of her arrival. That must have been Veta and Monty. Oh, are those their names? I will admit those two struck me as a little odd, but I didn't think much of it at the time. I don't think they stayed long. If I recall correctly, the woman went to the bar at one point, and they left shortly after. That tracks with what the bartender told us. Right? Poor Otto, may he rest in peace. Maxwell, how pitiful. Too much more. Don't remember seeing her. There was that strange couple. Adultery. What can I help you with? Let's see. Hey, Miles. Yeah? I think we bothered Mr. Fisher enough, don't you think? Sure, but we still haven't learned anything new. Miles, I think maybe it's time to move on, you know? But Emma, what about Alma? Miles, I really appreciate everything you've done for me the past few days. Really. You're a great friend. I really mean that. I just think it's about time I faced reality. I'm the only one who remembers Alma, and after 3 days of searching, we've turned up nothing proving she exists. No witnesses, no real evidence, even the ring wasn't anything concrete. Really, all we've done is make things worse. It's really hard for me to accept, but I think maybe it was just a dream. I don't know. Come on, Emma, you can't be serious. I am, it's just, what's more likely, you know? That there's some grand conspiracy going on where everyone's either deliberately or unknowingly covering up Alma's existence? Or that I overheard Mr. Fisher talking about a person named Alma, then had a weird dream about drinking some weird tea. It sounds so silly when you put it that way, right? I guess so, but it's all right, Miles. Honestly, it's a relief. Both of us have been distracted by this for long enough. I've barely even thought about my term paper, and besides, if there really is something funny going on here, I'm sure Detective Daltrey will get to the bottom of it. I think I'm just tired of playing detective, you know? I just want to go back to being me. I can't believe this. What's gotten into her? Is she really giving up? I know things aren't looking too good right now, but... Ugh, I wonder, if I didn't have a term paper to procrastinate on, would I have believed her? Would I have believed this story at all if it wasn't coming from Emma? I don't know that I'm ready to give up just yet, but... Okay, if you're sure, then I'm with you. Thanks, Miles. How about we go back to your cabin and do some brainstorming for our papers? We both have a lot of ground to make up. Sure, that sounds good. Alright, let's save. Go to... Hold on. Huh? Mr. Fisher? I just remembered something. Huh? It was something about that odd couple. I knew there was some reason I remembered them. Okay, hang on. You're saying you remember something about Veta and Monty, Mr. Fisher? Oh yes, I do remember something. Probably isn't substantial, just a bit of a odd interaction that struck me a tad curious. The woman went to the bar while her husband waited in one of the booths. She talked to the bartender for some time. I remember seeing her hand the bartender some money, but I don't believe she ever had a drink. She never had a drink? No glass of wine or anything? No, certainly not. I watched her the entire time. You must think me to be rather rude, but I assure you, I was merely curious. No, that's all right. Well, I'm sure it was nothing. Perhaps the woman ordered a bottle of wine to be delivered to their cabin. I'm sorry. This all must seem utterly trivial. I sincerely apologize for wasting your time. It's okay, Mr. Fisher. Thank you for talking with us. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Fisher. It was my pleasure. Well, I hope I was of some help to you both. If you need anything else, please don't hesitate to ask. Goodbye now. Miles? Okay, so I know I just told you to stop investigating, and I mean it, really, but both the bartender and Veta told us she had a glass of wine that morning. Mr. Fisher says she didn't have anything. I know Mr. Fisher's memory is a little spotty, but he seemed pretty certain about this, and if he's right... That means both Veta and the bartender lied to us. Yeah, I thought the same thing. I'm not saying this proves anything, but why would they both lie about that? Isn't that strange? Yeah, it is. And to that point, if Veta never had a glass of wine, then why did she give money to the bartender? Ugh, is this really anything? Am I just making a big deal out of nothing? Emma, I think this might be the break we were looking for. What do you mean? Think about it. With everything we know, if Veta never had a drink in the lounge car, then... No, you're right. This doesn't prove everything, but we need to talk to the bartender right away. We're back, baby. All right. Oh, because his purchases. Go to the lounge car. Oh no, the golfers are back. There he is. Let's not waste any time. I don't know. Miles, do we really need to talk to them? I mean, I understand if you want to, but we don't exactly have a lot of time, and I think it's more important that we talk to the bartender. No, you're right. I was, just kidding. Oh, good. That's funny. Come on, Miles. The bartender is right there. Speak to the bartender. You two, yet again. It would appear these two golfers are my curse. But don't worry. I won't ask you to get rid of them from this place again. You look as if you want something from me. Can I interest you in some tea? No tea. We just wanted to ask you a few more questions, if you don't mind. More questions, huh? I see it in your eyes. I get the sense that there's something different from last time. Well, I have nothing to hide. Ask away. Talk about... Alma, you're asking me about your dream woman again? Now you're giving her a name. How creative. Well, I'm sorry. She didn't exist 2 days ago and she doesn't exist now. What about her? Oh, Fisher. Do you remember the old man that was here the morning we departed? An old man. Yeah, you had mentioned to me that he seemed out of place. Ah, yes, him. That was Mr. Fisher. Me and Emma met him yesterday. Oh, did you now? Well, so what? Why should I care? Why should I care that you met that doddering old fool? Let's see. There he is, just as smug as ever. But this time we're gonna make him tell the truth. But Emma, this isn't gonna be easy, but we have some new information now. Start by seeing how he reacts to what Mr. Fisher told us. The afternoon after we departed, you told me and Emma that 3 people had ordered drinks from you. You said these 3 people were Emma, who got tea, Detective Daltrey, who got a beer, and a woman who ordered a glass of wine. Yes, that is correct. Yes, 3 people ordered drinks. Your friend, the detective, and a woman. The woman that ordered a glass of wine that morning, that was Veta, right? We met with her after talking to you. She told us she got a glass of wine from you. Yes, I do believe it was her. My apologies, it was so long ago, I have trouble recalling. Anyway, what does it matter? What does it matter if that wretched woman ordered some wine? No matter how many times you name her, it won't make her real. What about Fisher? Mr. Fisher told us something kind of strange today. He remembers seeing you talking to Veta that day, but he was adamant that you never gave her a drink. Oh. I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid your elderly friend is mistaken. I served the woman a single glass of wine. That is simply the truth. If that's the truth, why was Mr. Fisher so certain that you didn't? How should I know? Perhaps he's going senile. Don't you call Mr. Fisher senile? Oh, I'm sorry. Was that rude? I didn't mean to sound crass. It's just, well, I heard the poor old fool had an episode in the observation car last night. No, I wouldn't trust his word. He probably doesn't even remember what he had for breakfast this morning. How would he feel if he didn't have breakfast, though? That's what I want to know. The woman ordered a glass of wine, and I gave it to her. Simple as that. Let's see. Yeah, that silly old man. Let's see. No matter how many times you name her, well, okay. Yeah, he did have breakfast. I'll make him tell the truth this time. It doesn't seem like he's about to change his story. No, but I think he knows we're on to something. We're so close, I believe Mr. Fisher, but his word isn't going to be strong enough to crack the bartender. I wonder Maybe there's another way we could prove that Veta never got a drink. Another way, huh? Think about it. We know for sure that he's lying to us. We just need to find a way to prove it. We've learned so much these past few days. There must be something we can use against him. Let's keep him talking. He has to slip up eventually. He just has to. I wonder. Well, should I try asking him about where this cash register tracks how many sales are made per day? When we checked it 2 days ago, it said 3. Is that useful information right now? Yes. Yeah, let's ask him about this. The register. This cash register tracks how many sales are made per day, correct? Yes, that is correct. You told us that afternoon that you had made 3 sales so far. That's right. The girl, the woman, and the detective. 3 sales. Is there a problem? Miles, I don't think this is helpful right now. We need to prove that Veta never had a drink right now. The register only helps prove that she did. He's right. I don't think I'm on the right track here. I know this register will be useful eventually, but first we need to get him to admit that he never served Veta a drink. Let's check the drinks back here. So if the bartender is able to be believed, Veta ordered a glass of one of the wines on display here. Is there anything we can ask him about the wine that might be useful? You want to know more about the wine we're serving? Oh, wrong thing. Sure. What would you like to know? The price. Oh, are you looking to make a purchase? No, I think our wines may be a bit out of your league. A single bottle could easily cost you $200. A single glass, well, certainly more than you'd be willing to pay. It'd be irresponsible of me to sell it to such an amateur. All right, sure, jerk. I didn't want it anyway. More importantly, did you say anything interesting there? Yes. I don't know. Maybe there's something here. Worth a shot to press him on it. The wine price. All right, so if the wine is really so expensive, how could Veta afford it? I beg your pardon? I mean, you told us yourself that Veta and Monty are broke. How could you have sold her such an expensive drink? That's a pretty good question. Well, what can I say? She must have been truly thirsty. Oh, come on, give me a break. Is that the best you can come up with? I can't presume to know why that woman would spend some of what little she has on wine. However, well, you've met her. I don't think it's such a stretch to suggest her priorities are perhaps a bit distorted. That was a good try, Miles, but I don't think it's strong enough. You're right that it's odd for Veta to have spent so much on wine, but we can't prove that she didn't, or wouldn't. Seems like the price isn't the right angle, but maybe there's something else about the wine. Let's see. I wonder if there's anything about the wine that can help us. Want to know more about the wine we're serving? The type? We stock many varieties of red wine here. Merlot, Pinot Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon. We have a wine for any occasion. Not that you'd be able to afford it. I wonder, was that important? Let's see. How about what he said just now sounded off to me? Let's press him on it. So you serve various kinds of red wine here. That's right. You only serve red wine? No white wine or anything? That is correct. The only kinds of wine we have available are red wines. Only red wine. No, that's it! You don't serve any white wine here at all? Not even, for example, Chardonnay? No, we don't serve Chardonnay. So what? So what? I'll tell you so what. That's what Veta told us she ordered. Yes, it was. She said what? That's right, she specifically said she ordered white wine, the finest Chardonnay you had. Oh, that's just rich. Well, surely you're not going to try to tell us that Veta can't tell the difference between red and white wine. Or that she'd lie about something so trivial. No, you're right. This certainly is a contradiction. Oh, whatever will I do? You've discovered my dark secret. Well, can you explain this one or not? Okay, you win. I'll tell you the truth, sure. Why not? Yeah, right, I did not sell that woman a glass of wine. I did speak with her, but for reasons I'm not at liberty to say, we agreed that if anyone asked, we'd say she ordered some. I didn't expect that she'd choose to embellish her story later on. How utterly foolish. Well, there you have it, the truth. Are you satisfied now? Not quite, no. Oh? That's right, because if Veta didn't order a glass of wine, that leaves us with another contradiction. Well, I'm all ears. What is the supposed contradiction? The register. The register? You told us that this register tracks how many drinks are sold in a day. That afternoon, you said it read 3. Oh, I did say that. Well, perhaps I was mistaken. It must have read two. One for the girl and one for the detective. Not so fast. You let me take a look, and I confirmed that it said 3. Oh, that's right. Silly me. The register confirms that 3 drinks were sold, and if Veta didn't order one of them, then that leaves 1 drink unaccounted for. Why, yes, I suppose it does. How curious. Let me guess, you have a theory about to whom this elusive 3rd drink was sold? That's right, I do. Well, please don't leave me in suspense. Who do you suggest had the 3rd drink? Mama. Who? Oh, wait, of course, your dream woman, I should have guessed. Well, it's true, isn't it? You know, all this time you've been accusing me of covering up the existence of this mysterious woman. But not once have you suggested any reason why I would do such a thing. A reason why? That's right. What on earth would I have to gain from lying to you? If it were true, all it would have given me so far was a few days of badgering from a couple of insolent tourists. But I suppose I must give you some credit. You've managed to discover quite a bit more than I expected you to. So, let's hear it. If the person who ordered the 3rd drink was your dream woman, why would I have lied to you about it for the past 3 days? This really is all just a big game to him, isn't it? But he's right. We haven't been able to figure out why he's been lying. It's the final piece of the puzzle. Think. What else do we have? Do we know that might help us pin down the motive? The motive. Well, any theories? I need to think back to all the things we've been told the past few days. Who gave us the last piece of information we need to prove the bartender's motive? It was Fisher. There was one more thing that Mr. Fisher told us about you and Veta, something very unusual. Oh, and what was that? He said that even though she didn't return with a drink, she handed you money. Oh, did he now? That seems odd, doesn't it? Why would Veta hand you money if she wasn't ordering anything to drink? I don't know. You tell me. All right, I will. She wanted to shut you up. It was a tip. She likes you. Veta knew that you saw something she didn't want you or anyone else on this train to see. She knew that Emma saw it too, so she paid you to pretend you didn't see it. You agreed, but you needed to make sure there was no evidence to implicate either of you in the scheme. The cash register clearly showed that 3 drinks had been sold, so in order to hide one of them, you both agreed to pretend that Veta ordered a glass of wine. It probably wouldn't have worked, too. If only Veta hadn't gotten a little dramatic with her side of the story. Veta may have gotten lucky that no other witnesses saw what she was trying to hide. But in the end, it didn't even matter. Her story fell apart, and so is yours. I'm waiting for the punchline. Tell me, what did I see that I shouldn't have? You saw Alma, the missing woman! My, you do have quite an imagination, don't you? What a story. I'm impressed. Really, I am. Chardonnay, oh, that stupid woman. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? It's all true, isn't it? I have to thank you both. You two have given me quite a bit of fun these past few days. In exchange, how about I give you this? This is the money that wretched woman paid me. I assume you're going to see her, yes? When you do, be sure to give that back to her and tell her that I changed my mind. After all, the amount was quite low, and to think I had to negotiate for more after a paltry first offer. In truth, I felt sorry for her, knowing how penniless she and her feeble husband truly are. But my silence isn't cheap. Are you saying... Oh, would you look at the time? I'm afraid I must take my break now. I think you two had better hurry up. You're running out of time, you know. Have a wonderful rest of your trip. And good luck finding your dream woman. Miles, did we just... Yeah, we did. We just proved that Alma's real. Can't believe this. I don't know what to say. And to think I was about to give up. You really let him have it, Miles. I've never seen that side of you before. Yeah, maybe I got a little carried away. It was pretty cool. Oh, man. My heart is racing. I'm nervous, but there's no time to lose. If we don't confront Veta and Monty now, we may never know what really happened to Alma. I don't want to scare you, but this could be dangerous, right? Whatever is happening here, it's just... We don't know what those two are capable of or are willing to do. Are you sure you're ready for this? Yes. Alright. I'm glad you are, because I don't know that I am. Let's go. To Veta and Monty's cabin. One last time. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna take my quick break here, and then we are going to continue. So I will be right back. All right. I'm back. Let's go to Veta and Monty's. I will not stand any more of this badgering, you loathsome pig. My husband and I are respectable, upstanding citizens. We contribute to society. Not that you'd understand anything about that. You sad, weak little man. Why don't you run along now? Perhaps you can find another poor, struggling immigrant to harass. Lord knows you dirty pigs have nothing better to do. I can't even stand to look at your disgusting face for any longer. Do you understand? Okay. Get out, you obnoxious oaf, and mind your own business! Oh man, what could this be about? Is it gonna be Daltrey? Yep. Detective? Oh. Hello again. What brings you two here? We were just, passing through. What about you? What was going on in there? Oh, you know, I was just investigating. Listen, as much as I'd love to stay and chat, well, quite frankly, I'm running out of time. We'll talk later, okay? Yikes. I guess even seasoned police detectives are no match for a migraine-stricken Veta. Hopefully we'll have better luck. Ugh. What a bother. Now, darling, I'm not sure why you won't just leave this to me, but if you truly must know. It's ace, king, queen, jack, in that order, okay? Don't forget. Huh? I'm not sure what they're talking about, but let's not get distracted. Don't worry, Miles. We can do this. She's pretty nervous, too, but we have to step up here for Alma. Deep breaths. Alright, let's go. Oh, what is it now? Okay. Oh, it's you two again. Wonderful. As if this day couldn't get any better. I must say, I am simply in no mood for further confrontations. Can you make this quick? What do you want now? We're sorry to bother you again. We just had a few questions we forgot to ask you before. If you don't mind, we can be out of your hair in just a few minutes. Promise? Fine, fine. But if it's about your silly imaginary woman again, you can forget it. Let's see. Show money. Hang on, I should wait for the right opportunity to present this. We need to break them down, get one of them to slip up. Then we'll hit him with the evidence, okay? Lounge car. The morning the train departed, you got a glass of wine in the lounge car, right? Haven't we been over this already? Yes! I had a glass of wine that morning. A glass of Chardonnay, right? Yes, that's right. The finest they had. Made with grapes straight from the fields of Burgundy. Oh, it's from Burgundy now? She really can't help herself, huh? Huh, that's interesting. What is that supposed to mean? We just got back from the bar. According to the bartender, they don't serve any white wine here. Only red wine. What do you mean he said they only serve red wine? That's... That's completely asinine. Do you really expect me to believe a story like that? It's true. We even asked if he had Chardonnay, and he said no. I don't care what that creep told you! Maybe he ran out! That's what I ordered. Don't know what to tell you. I guess she's not gonna change your story that easily. I had a glass of Chardonnay. I don't care what the bartender told you, it's true, okay? Check. No. Go the money. Let's wait for the right opportunity to present this. Let's talk about Alma, I guess. Does the name Alma mean anything to you? No, I can't say it does. Monty, does that name ring a bell to you? No, I didn't think so. Alright. Oh! I see where this is going. That's the name of your missing woman, isn't it? Didn't I tell you not to waste our time with that nonsense? You commoners really do have no tact at all, do you? Lounge car. I had a glass of Chardonnay. I don't care what the bartender told you, it's true. Check. She's a real piece of work, huh? This Daltrey may have met his match, but having Emma here with me, I know we can do this. Still feel bad knowing what happened to him, but that won't stop us from getting to the truth. Sorry, Monty. As expected, she's as tough as ever. Miles, maybe we should approach this differently. She's not going to tell us about Alma that easily. But if we start somewhere else, maybe we can bluff our way to her admitting what's really going on. What do you mean? Well, Veta and Monty think we don't know who they are, but we do. And if we show them we know that, they might start worrying that we know more than we do. We'll gain the upper hand. That's a great idea. Keep pushing, Miles. Make them sweat. Let's wait. Okay, so we're not going to do the money yet. The bartender. Let's see. Greatly enjoyed. No, we'll do that later. See, this is going to be just as tedious as it was the other day, isn't it? If you don't have anything of substance to ask us, I really must ask you to leave. Monty and I have a lot of packing to do, and we weren't finished yet. Don't interrupt me, child. What else could you possibly have to ask us? Well, excuse me, I don't see how that's any of your business. Besides, what does it look like to you? Could a poor person afford this jewelry or a luxury suite like this? Yes, Monty and I are obviously quite well off. Is that really true? What is that supposed to mean? It's magic. That was a really fun card trick you showed us the other day, Monty. You did what? Monty? Storage car. What is this about the storage car? We found some weird items in there. The porter told us they belonged to a short man in a funny hat. Was that you, Monty? Mm-hmm. What do you do for a living that you can afford such luxurious things, Monty? Don't answer that! Not that he could anyway, but I'm sorry, I'm just curious is all. I'm sensing a smug satisfaction coming from you. It is most unbecoming. Enough of this. Tell me, right now, what do you want? What do you know? Out with it! I've had enough of these games. Just explain yourselves now! Now! We heard there was an accident. Accident. You're a magician, right, Monty? Around a year ago, there was an accident during a performance. It ruined your career. The accident could have been fatal, so you gained a reputation for being irresponsible with safety. Be quiet. You lost your regular bookings, and no other venues wanted anything to do with you. I said quiet! I won't listen to you disparage my husband, you ignorant twerps! Monty is a genius, and he's a consummate professional. That accident was not his fault, and the cowards that shunned him should be ashamed of themselves. How do you know all of this anyway? We asked around, and that's not all we know. Fisher, we have a witness who saw you in the lounge car the morning the train departed. A witness? Don't make me laugh. We were very thorough. Oh? I don't have to explain myself to the likes of you. This is all nonsense. Our witness says he saw you hand money to the bartender but leave without a drink. That's preposterous. I already told you. I bought a glass of wine. Ask the bartender. He'll tell you. That bartender will tell you. I had a glass of wine. It's true. Oh. Now we show the money. What is this? This is the money you gave the bartender to keep his mouth shut. He wanted me to give you a message. I believe it was, I changed my mind. That no-good, lying, lower-class, big-eyed rat! He told us everything, Veta. He confirmed that you paid him to lie about seeing Alma. We know that you're hiding her. You can't lie to us anymore. It's over, Veta. You must think you've got us all figured out, don't you? Such arrogance. I don't care what that bartender told you. You don't know a thing about me or Monty. Do you want to know who was responsible for the accident that destroyed Monty's career? Because it wasn't Monty. It was me. I was his stage manager. It was my responsibility to ensure all safety protocols were followed for my husband's shows. On that day, our performance was running late, so I skipped one of our procedures to get him on stage faster. I assumed it would be fine. It was fine every time before. I was careless. Oh, I could have killed him. Even though nobody was hurt, that kind of negligence should have been enough to have me arrested, but my husband took all responsibility for the incident. He claimed he was the one who demanded we go on stage without following protocol. He refused to let me take the fall. His life was ruined because of me. I have not rested for a single day since it happened. I have spent every waking moment trying to restore my husband's reputation. To no avail. So, when an opportunity finally presented itself, I wasn't going to let it slip by. An opportunity? There is nothing you can say that will make me jeopardize the arrangement I've made. And besides, what do you really know about it anyway? What makes you so sure your mystery woman even wants to be found? You haven't thought about that at all, have you? My lord, how self-centered can you be? Listen to me very carefully. You two are meddling in something that is far bigger than you know. Why, even Monty and I don't know all the details. Forget about it. Everyone will be much better off, yourselves included. Got it? Can you just tell me one thing? Is she safe? I told you. Forget about it. I'm not gonna stop until you tell me she's okay. If I don't, I'll... Oh, cut it out, dear. You'll do what now? I'll tell the detective everything. He'll listen to us. He'll... That dopey cop, that's all you can think to do? By all means, tell him. It won't matter because you don't have any evidence to support this ridiculous nonsense. Evidence? That's right, dear. You've told quite a fantastic story. But as far as the detective is concerned, that's all it is. A story built on shaky testimony. The fact remains that you do not have any proof whatsoever that a woman named Alma was ever on this train. And you never will, because there is nothing to find. So what? Even without any evidence, I know Detective Daltrey will believe us. Come on, Miles, let's go find him, quick. That won't be necessary. I have some evidence right here, says Unknown. Huh? Was that? Is it Daltrey? Oh, Martin. I have in my hands a wedding ring. Would I be correct in assuming you two found it here in this cabin? Professor Martin? What are you doing? The two of you were careless enough to lose her once, and on top of that, you failed to notice that she dropped her wedding ring in your own cabin. My students here found the ring and have been searching for its owner ever since. They've proven to be quite resourceful, even without it in their possession. Surely by now you realize there's nothing you can hide from them. Emma, Miles, I'd like you to meet me in my cabin at once. We have much to discuss. I'll be waiting for you there. Monty, you don't need to lie anymore. Oh, Monty. We should go talk to Martin. Okay. Oh. Have a seat, you two. Professor, what's going on? Before I say anything, I just want you to know how proud I am of the two of you. For you to have come this far out of the desire to help a stranger speaks volumes about your character. I truly am lucky to be your teacher. However, whether or not I am still worthy to be your teacher will be for you to decide. I have deceived you both. I know this is unforgivable, but I hope you'll allow me to explain myself. I know you must have many questions, and I intend to answer them all. All I ask is that you trust me. I trust you, Professor. Please, just tell us what's going on. I told you that Senator Gordon invited me to Vendreka, which was the genesis of this trip. This is true, as was my desire to turn into a valuable study experience for some of my brightest students. But Gordon wasn't simply inviting me here on holiday. He had a request. It was about the woman you met, Alma. By now, I'm sure you've realized that the truth of Vendreka's relationship to Ganbrika is more complex than I initially suggested. It is certainly true that Vendreka has welcomed many Ganbrikan refugees into the country, but they do not live well. It pains me to admit it, but my country has done little to integrate its growing Ganbrican population in a way that permits them to thrive. There are those in the government that see the influx of Ganbrican immigrants as a problem that needs to be solved by forcibly removing them from the country. Regrettably, those forces have tremendous support among the populace. As such, it is trivially easy for Ganbrican refugees to be deported. No matter how small the infraction or how dubious the claim, the courts will almost always rule in favor of deportation for any Ganbrican immigrant that is accused of even the most trivial of crimes. They come to this country to escape the tyranny of their home, only to end up right back where they started. It is a dreadful situation. That is awful. Yes. The woman named Alma is a Ganbrican immigrant. Her husband committed a violent crime and was killed in the process. The police immediately went searching for her, but knowing what was likely to happen if she were found, she went into hiding. This is when Senator Gordon got involved and when he asked for my help. Alma's not guilty of anything, however. Should the police find her, she will certainly be deported. She will be forced to fend for herself in that violent place. Senator Gordon, hearing of her plight, quickly devised a plan to get her out of the country and to set her up with a new life in London. He needed my assistance to ensure the plan was a success, and I was more than happy to oblige. What do Veda and Monty have to do with this? You may have heard it from the porter that stowaways are common on these trains. In truth, many of them are Ganbrican immigrants looking to escape the same fate as Alma. As such, security has gotten remarkably tight on any outgoing travel. All luggage is very thoroughly inspected, especially oversized items that are placed in the storage cars. It is extremely difficult to smuggle someone out of Vendreka, and yet, sometimes fortuitous opportunities do present themselves. I do not know how Gordon came to know that magician, but it turned out the two of them could help each other. As you certainly know by now, that magician's reputation in this country was ruined by a performance accident. He was looking for a fresh start in a new country, but lacked the funds to facilitate such a move. Senator Gordon was more than happy to pay for all of his arrangements on one condition. The condition that he hid Alma in one of his pieces of stage equipment, such that she could be transported to London without being discovered. It's really quite a novel idea. Magician's stage equipment is designed to look innocuous, but hides numerous secret compartments and exits. It was not difficult to get all the items past security without any such compartments being opened, and without Alma being discovered. But if Alma is hiding in one of the pieces of stage equipment, how did I meet her? Why was she in the observation car 2 days ago? The truth is, this entire process has been undeniably traumatizing for Alma. First her husband is killed, and now she is being smuggled away from her home by strange people with whom she has no choice but to trust. I suspect she feels like the loneliest woman in the world, and perhaps, for a moment, that loneliness was too much for her to bear. I don't know for certain what her intentions were in coming out of hiding. All I know is that shortly after she met with you, Emma, Veda and Monty found her, and she agreed to return to the storage car to complete the journey as originally intended. And that is where she is right now. Huh. Okay. This is unbelievable. Professor Martin, how did you end up with her wedding ring? I am not proud to say this, but I took it from your room while you slept, Emma. It was my intention that you two would not get involved in any of this business, and I made the determination that ensuring that this was worth a breach of your confidence. I see now that this was a mistake, and I regret all that I've done to hide the truth from you. I hope you can forgive me. And now, I must make a request of you. Please, do not investigate any further. And do not tell that detective what I have told you just now. That detective, I do not believe he is as trustworthy as he seems. I believe he has an ulterior motive for being here, and I suspect it has something to do with Alma. Much like the courts, the Vendrekan police have little sympathy for Ganbrican immigrants. If he were to find Alma, he would not hesitate to bring her back to Vendreka and have her promptly arrested. He's already suggested he will do the same to another immigrant on board, yes? That man Fisher? Yeah. I also have my suspicions that case about investigating the man who was killed at the hotel, Otto Keller. Just help the human traffickers, bro. What's the big deal, bro? Yeah. You don't think Detective Daltrey? Please, Emma, Miles. The only way that Alma will successfully complete her journey is if we pretend that everything is normal. That detective cannot find her. We cannot allow that to happen. I can't believe that Professor Martin is involved in all of this. I never could have imagined that he'd be doing this kind of thing. I feel like I hardly even recognize him. Okay, Professor. I'm sorry, I think I need to go back to my room for a little while. I understand. Excuse me. Miles. Yes, Professor? I feel I need to apologize to you personally as well. Why's that? I feel that, as your teacher, I have not given you the attention you deserve. I accepted you for this directed study program on Emma's recommendation. Without it, I likely would have not allowed you to come on this trip. It isn't that I was unimpressed with your writing, but you haven't been my student for long, and it was my opinion that you weren't ready for this assignment. Emma thought differently, and she convinced me. But perhaps there was a part of me that still felt you weren't ready, and that you shouldn't have joined us. I believe I may have neglected your development, but knowing what you have assisted Emma with uncovering these past few days, I'm convinced that you are a man of tremendous character and intelligence. She was right. I was wrong. I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but I suspect that everything I have just told you and Emma will have come as much more of a shock to her than to you. I have taught Emma for many years. She is a brilliant student, and she most certainly thinks of me as her closest mentor. I have betrayed her trust in a way that I can never undo, no matter how good my intentions. I fear I will never truly regain it. And perhaps I don't deserve it. Please, look after her. Yeah, I will, Professor. Okay. Wow, lots of updates. Let's see. The ring. Well, it turns out Martin took the ring. He confirmed to us that it does in fact belong to Alma. He wanted to hide from us what was really going on with his plan to smuggle her out of Vendreka. Still, to go so far as to steal it from Emma while she was sleeping just seems so extreme. I can hardly believe Martin actually did that. And why was it left in Veta and Monty's cabin in the first place? After confronting her, after confronting her and talking with Martin, we confirmed that Veta was involved in hiding Alma. She paid off the bartender to claim he never saw her, and the two conspired to hide the fact that Alma existed by pretending that Veta bought a glass of wine that morning. Veta was responsible for the accident that ruined Monty's magic career. She was a stage manager. That night, the performance was running late, and she decided to forego a routine safety procedure to get him on stage faster. He almost died as a result, and lost any chance of continuing his career in Vendreka. Ever since, she's done whatever she can to try to reestablish his career outside of Vendreka, including getting involved with Senator Gordon's plan to smuggle Alma out of the country on this train. Gordon offered to pay for their travel if they agreed to hide Alma and some of Monty's stage equipment. I kind of feel bad for her now. I'm sure she feels extremely guilty for what happened to Monty, but she's trying really hard to help him. But I get the sense that she hasn't really considered Monty's feelings about what she's been doing or how she's still been behaving on his behalf. Still, I can tell she really loves him. It's honestly kind of sweet. We learned that the accident that ruined Monty's career wasn't his fault but Veta. She's been on a crusade to get Monty's career back ever since then, which is why she got involved with Senator Gordon's plan to smuggle Alma out of the country on his train. Gordon offered to pay for their travel if they agreed to hide Alma and some of Monty's stage equipment. After Martin left their cabin earlier, Monty actually spoke to Veta, telling her that she doesn't have to lie anymore. I wonder if Monty even wanted to go along with Veta's scheme in the first place. Martin. Alright, I need to see if I have this straight. So Martin is helping his friend, Senator Gordon, smuggle a Ganbreakan immigrant named Alma out of Vendreka. The whole time Emma and I were trying to find her, Martin knew what was going on. I just can't believe Martin was hiding this from us the whole time. It's like there's a whole other side to him that we never knew about. Who is he, really? Ooh. Well, it turns out Gordon didn't just invite Emma back to Vendreka for a nice visit. He wanted Martin to help him smuggle a Ganbreakan immigrant named Alma out of Vendreka. I wonder if this has anything to do with why Maxwell wanted to spy on him. Daltrey. Martin seems to think Daltrey isn't trustworthy. He told us that the Vendrekan police aren't very sympathetic to Ganbreakan immigrants, and he thinks Daltrey may be here to try to find and arrest Alma, or worse. Martin revealed to us that he knew about Elma all along. Apparently she's a Ganprican immigrant whose husband got into a bit of trouble. And he's dead. And Martin is helping smuggle her out of Vendreka so she doesn't get deported. Okay. Watch out for the cop. He may want to arrest a criminal. Yes. I think I should go. Yeah, go to my cabin. Okay. Uh, 10 visual novels that will make you go, let's get rid of laws and stuff. Is that... I think that's just about everything packed. Phew. I didn't think I had that much. Maybe I should have folded some of the clothes. Whatever, it's fine. We should arrive in London in just a few hours. I can't believe it. This trip went way faster than I expected. This has been a pretty weird experience. I haven't seen Emma since she left Martin's cabin earlier. Hope she's doing alright. Maybe I should go check on her. Well, let's go. Emma's cabin. We've never been in there before. Okay. Oh, hi, Miles. Hey, Emma. How are you doing? I'm doing fine. Just about finished packing my things. Are you here just to check up on me? I guess so. Aw, that's very sweet of you, Miles. Thank you. Don't mention it. I just wanted to make sure you were alright after you know, everything. I appreciate that. It's definitely been a lot, but I'm fine. Really. Feels like this trip went really quickly, doesn't it? I guess that's not because neither of us has really had a break since we departed. Tell me about it. I was planning on using this time to plan my term paper, but I haven't had a single second to think about it. Oh, Miles, I'm sure you would have found a way to procrastinate on that, even without my help. Yeah, probably. How about this? I think Alma is in good hands, right? We shouldn't need to worry about that anymore, so why don't we spend these next few hours relaxing? We can go to the lounge car and get a drink or something. Maybe we could brainstorm ideas for our turn papers together, or talk about literally anything else. What do you say? That sounds really nice, actually. Sure, Emma. Great. Let's enjoy ourselves. Yeah, this ain't over. This ain't over. Trains! Do you really think that, Miles? I'm serious. Grocery store donuts are better in the winter, and I have a theory about why. In the summer, they get all mushy in storage because it's warmer outside, but in the winter they stay crisp. They taste so much better. I mean, sure, I believe you. Just such a ridiculous thing to notice. Is it? I mean, I guess so. Hey now, what are we laughing about here? Oh no. Is it something I said? Do I have food on my face? Oh. Hey, detective. Oof. I totally killed the mood, didn't I? Darn. I have a habit of that. Oh no, it's... Okay, how are you? How am I? Well, I'm still breathing and my hair isn't falling out yet, so all in all, I can't complain too much. My investigation appears to have been a bit of a bust, though. I'm not looking forward to facing my bosses back home and telling them I got almost nothing. How about you two? Did you end up finding a missing woman? No, we didn't. Turns out I was mistaken. Oh? Is that so? Well, darn. I was hoping at least one of us wouldn't come up short on this trip. What a bummer, right? Seems like something's on his mind. You look like you have a question for me. What's up? No, I didn't have anything. Oh, alright then. Heck. Come on, Emma, help me out here. I'm not sure what to say. So, I know your investigation didn't end so well, but did you enjoy the trip otherwise, Detective? Oh, I guess so. It's been a nice ride, but I'll admit it's pretty hard to enjoy it when you're focused on work. I think I know what you mean. We aren't just here on vacation, either. A pretty big assignment to worry about, right, Miles? Oh, yeah, that's right. I guess worrying about class isn't so different from worrying about work. Yeah, it's something like that. Good small talk, Emma. Honestly, it was fun playing detective for a bit, but the missing woman thing was really just an excuse to procrastinate on our papers. From now on, we're going to leave it to the professionals. Yeah. Daltrey is acting a little weird. He seemed to react to Emma bringing up the missing woman. Is it possible he already knows about Alma? That wouldn't be good. She could be in danger of being discovered. Alright, it's risky, but maybe I should just go for it and press him for more info. If he does know something, we might need to warn Martin. I should press Daltrey just a little bit to see if we can figure out how much he knows. Hey, detective! Is something on your mind? It's just... I just feel like I need to apologize is all. I haven't been entirely truthful with you two. How so? The truth is, well, it's true that I boarded this train to continue my investigation into the murders of Otto Keller and Edison Maxwell. But, well, to be more specific, I did it because I was looking for someone that I was sure would be here. When you told me about your missing woman the other day, I didn't think much of it at first, but then, well, as unlikely as it'd be in the back of the mind, I kept wondering if maybe we were actually looking for the same person. It turned out to be nothing, of course, but in hindsight, even the slightest hunch it might have been something to do with my case should have kept me from letting you guys get involved. Instead, I let it go. I let you go on investigating, and because I did, you wound up with a gun pointed at you. When I think about what might have happened if it were loaded, if it were someone other than Fisher holding it, the trip was certainly a failure for me. But it's not because I didn't find what I was looking for. It's because I allowed you guys to get into serious danger. And for that, I am sincerely sorry. I'm not sure what to say. Detective, if you don't mind me asking, who are you looking for exactly? Oh, well, all right. I guess there's no harm in telling you that now. As long as you promise not to do anything with this information, of course. We promise. Okay. The person I'm looking for is Otto Keller's wife, Alma Keller. Alma Keller? AK, yeah, as soon as we ID'd Otto, we found out he was married, so we had officers go to his house to talk to his wife, but he wasn't there. After I found a train schedule among Otto's belongings, it occurred to me that she might be fleeing the country, for some reason. So I made the impulse decision to get on board and chase that hunch. The boys back home still haven't found her, but, well, neither have I. So it looks like I was wrong. Oh, what a waste of time, right? And now I'm gonna go home completely empty-handed. I'll look like such a dope, won't I? I mean, more so than usual. What about Fisher? Fisher? I mean, you said you were going home empty-handed, but isn't he coming with you? No. Fisher isn't coming with me. When we arrive in London, he is going to stay. You're letting him stay? Listen, everything about this is against my better judgment. In fact, it might just be the most irresponsible thing I have ever done. Which is, saying something. Fisher is guilty of some serious crimes. His spying on a Vendrekan senator could be considered treasonous. If he went back to Vendreka, he'd face a fate far worse than a slap on the wrist. I talked with him at length. He told me everything, and I know this may sound a bit sentimental, but I believe him. He's just a decent man who got in way over his head, out of desperation. I just can't in good faith condemn that man to such a horrible fate. How could I sleep at night, you know? And as far as you know, there was no Fisher, and everything I just told you, forget about it, okay? Yeah, sure. You know, you're a really good guy, Detective. Ah, you think so? Well, sure, I may be a good guy, but I'm a pretty lousy cop. Anyway, I'm sorry to have interrupted you two. Like my ex-wife used to tell me all the time. Nobody likes the third wheel. I'm gonna go back to my cabin and get some rest. It's been a long few days, hasn't it? If I don't see you, well, it's been a pleasure. I wish you both the best. Good luck with your lives. Miles? Do you think that Professor Martin was telling us the truth? I mean, I don't know. I think so. Why wouldn't he? When I left his room yesterday, I took this. The ring. The ring? to my beloved AK, Alma Keller. There's just no way this is a coincidence. Alma is Otto Keller's wife, which is something that Martin didn't tell us. I don't think that he noticed that I took back the ring. I just wanted to have it, you know? Just in case. Just in case what exactly? Martin doesn't seem to trust Detective Daltrey. Do you, Miles? I don't know. I mean, I have a hard time believing he's up to no good, but it's like we don't really know him that well, do we? That's true, but after today, I'm not so sure I know Martin that well either. He almost seemed like a completely different person when we talked to him before, didn't he? Yeah, a little bit. I'm not saying I don't trust him, I don't know what to believe. So then, what should we do? I think there's only one way for us to know for sure what's really going on, Miles. I know that Martin won't want us to, but I think we should talk to Alma. Are you sure about this, Emma? I mean, we know she's in the storage car, but we don't even know where to look, really. And what would happen if someone found her? What would happen if Daltrey found her? For all we know, she could be a suspect in her husband's murder. I know, Miles, but we'll never know if we don't talk to her. This is pretty reckless, Emma, but I think deep down I know you're right. Okay, let's see if we can find her. We'll talk to her for a few minutes, clear up all of our questions, and then get out of here before anyone sees us. It'll be fine. We've gotten away with more dangerous things than this already, haven't we? Yeah, just like you said. We'll be in and out in no time. Let's go, Miles. All right. The ring. Emma took the ring back from Martin while he wasn't looking. After talking with Daltrey, it's clear that the AK written on the ring stands for Alma Keller. There's more to this story than Martin was willing to tell us. All right, let's go. Go to the storage car. Check. This? Well, this box is definitely big enough to hide a person. Sure, but unless there's a secret compartment, they surely would have found her during load-in. No, it doesn't look like there's a secret compartment here. It's definitely deeper than it looks from the outside, though. It's not the guillotine. Is it the armor? Alma? She isn't in the suit of armor, Miles. We already checked that yesterday, remember? I know, it just seems like such a funny place for someone to be hiding. I want it to be real. I have a funny feeling about the suit of armor. I know it seems like a stretch, but how about we have a closer look? Maybe we'll find something useful. Oh, alright, let's take a look around. The key? What's this hanging from the sword hilt? It's a key ring. There's just one really tiny key on it, though. A key, huh? I wonder if we can use this in here somewhere. What's this? Well, she's not in the cage. We can see that pretty clearly. Yeah, but this cage is pretty big. Are we sure it isn't hiding anything? I don't know, but maybe we should inspect it more thoroughly. I'll take a quick look. Interesting. The door to the cage is a 4-digit combination lock. It won't budge. That's odd. Why would Veta and Monty lock the door to an empty cage? I don't know, but unless we can figure out that 4-digit number combination, we'll never find out. Wait, are you saying you know the code to unlock the door to the cage? I mean, I could give it a shot. Okay, it can't hurt to try. Just tell me the number and I'll try it out. What do you think, Miles? What's the code? Yeah, I'll try it. No, that wasn't it, Miles. Back to the drawing board. Maybe I should ask Emma if she has any ideas. Just thought of something. Do you remember what we overheard Veta telling Monty about earlier? Ace, King, Queen, Jack in that order. What do you think she was talking about? I don't know. Maybe Veta was trying to teach Monty something about poker. Ace, Queen, King, Jack. Could this have anything to do with where they hid Alma? I don't know. It seems to be a long shot, but maybe we should review our notes just to be sure. Oh no, I know it. What was it? The playing cards. 8, 5... Was it Ace? Queen, King, Jack? Wow. Wait, is this game actually gonna let me figure this out for myself? And not just handhold me? Are you kidding me? Oh my. Okay, hang on. So Ace, Queen, King, Jack, right? So Ace, is hearts. Ace, 1, queen, queen of diamonds. Let's see. Wonder why these cards in particular were put away in there. We found 8 playing cards in a jewelry box in the well. They were as follow. Okay. Let's discuss it. Ace, king, queen, king, queen, jack. Okay, hang on. King, queen, and jack. We're figuring this out. Is there anything in our notes that might help us figure out what Veta was talking about? Well, let's see. Queen of diamonds. So the king of spades. So ace of hearts. King of spades. Queen of diamonds. And jack of clubs. We found 8 playing cards and they were as follows. Ace, king, queen, jack. Oh, do they correspond? Hang on. Hearts. 3. Let's try this. 8. The diamonds. 5. Clubs. 2. 3, 8, 5, 2. We're going to try that. Okay. Yeah, let's try it. I'm going to try another code. Okay, what do you think? 3, 8, 5, 2. Okay, I'll try it. I can't believe it! You got it right! How did you know? Heh, it was nothing special. Just a simple bit of deduction. Comes quite naturally to me, if I'm being honest. That's right. Presenting my logic and reasoning spectacular. Forget it. I'm sorry I asked. But good job. Now the cage. Let's go to the cage interior. Alright, let's look around. I don't see anything unusual about the floor. Yeah, me neither. Can you see anything in the ceiling? No, I don't think so. There's definitely more room up there than it looks like on the outside, though. I wonder if there's true of the floor, too. It seems like a normal floor to me. And these bars seem just too narrow to squeeze through. At least I can't. Maybe you could. No, I don't think so, but it's close. Nothing weird about the bars. Nothing weird about the bars. They seem like a normal floor. This door locks with a combination, but we took care of that already. So don't worry, Miles. We can't get locked in. That's a relief, but it still feels weird standing in a cage. It's no use, Miles. She's too well hidden. Ugh. How can that be? It feels like we've been pretty thorough. I guess she needed to be well hidden enough for train security not to find her during inspection. Maybe we never really stood a chance. Oh, Alma, where are you? Uh-oh. Man, that is loud. Oh, shoot. That scared me so much I dropped the ring. Miles, do you see it on the floor anywhere? Let me take a look. Check the ring. I found it. Oh. Wait. What is this on the floor next to the ring? I think it's a tiny hole. It looks like it might be connected to a latch of some kind. Miles, you don't think... I have to try it. Use the small key. It unlocked. Emma, help me pull at this. Oh boy. Alma. It's her. It's really her. Alma. Alma, can you hear me? Alma, it's me, Emma. Please, Alma, wake up. Alma? Oh, Alma. found you. I finally found you. Emma. Alma, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry it took so long. I don't know what to say. I can't believe she's actually standing right in front of me. I don't know what to think. It's almost like she still doesn't seem real somehow. It's nice to see you again, Alma. It's nice to see you too, Emma. I'm sorry that I missed our lunch. How did you find me? We've been looking for you for almost 3 days, ever since Emma told me you went missing. I'm Miles, by the way, Emma's friend. It's nice to meet you, Miles. Emma told me a lot about you. She did? Miles and I searched everywhere for you. Talked to everyone we could. I just wanted to make sure you were okay. You went through all that for me? I'm sorry to have put you through so much trouble. It's okay, Alma. We're just happy to see that you're okay. So you know who I am? Well, that's sort of why we had to find you. We've learned a lot about what's going on, but we don't know who to trust or what to believe. We thought the only way we'd know for sure would be to hear it from you. I can't tell you. You can trust us, Alma. It isn't that I don't trust you, it's that if I tell you anything, he might... He? I understand, Alma. If you don't want to tell us, it's okay, but nobody knows we're here. We shouldn't be any danger. We just want to know the truth. What do you know about me? Your name is Alma Keller. Your husband was Otto Keller, a man who was murdered at a hotel 3 days ago. You were told that you're fleeing Vendreka to avoid deportation to your home country, Gambrica. We know that your husband Otto worked as a housekeeper for a lawyer named Maxwell, who was killed in his home the same night Otto was murdered at a hotel. And we know that Maxwell was using another Gambrican immigrant to spy on a Vendrekan senator named Gordon. There's a detective on board who's looking for you. He's currently investigating Otto and Maxwell's murder. We're not sure how all these things are connected, but that's about everything we know. A few weeks ago, a man came to my husband with an offer. If accepted, he would set Otto and I up with a new life in London, and a considerable amount of money. But if he refused, he assured Otto that he would be deported without cause. It was blackmail. He wanted Otto to kill someone. He wanted him to kill that lawyer, Maxwell. That man... That horrible man... Alma, who was he? He never told us his name, but... He was... Wait, what's going on? Are we slowing down? We shouldn't be arriving in London for at least another 2 hours. Something's wrong. Alma, what's wrong? It's... The lights. What was that? Miles, Alma, are you okay? I'm fine, Emma. Alma, can you hear me? No response. Miles, we have to turn the lights back on. Okay, I'm looking for the light switch. I have no idea where I am. I need to feel around for something, anything to get my bearings. We need to turn the lights on. The switch is by the door we came in from. Okay. Okay, I think that's the cage. If I can work my way to where we came in, maybe I can find the switch by the door. Ah, this is hopeless. I have no idea what I'm doing. How am I supposed to find... Wait, what? What's this? What is it? I think I found it. Alma's gone. Oh no. Alma! Miles, we have to find her. Quick, let's get out of here and check the other cars. She can't have gone far. Emma, I can't get this door open. It won't budge. What? Oh no. The other door is stuck too. Hey, can anybody hear me? We're trapped in here. Hey! Damn. Do you think the man Alma was talking about, the one who blackmailed her husband and murdered Maxwell? You think it was Professor Martin? Emma, I don't know. It's all right. Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet, okay? We need to get out of here. We're moving again. How long has it been? Maybe about 20 minutes since we stopped. It's the porter. He got the door open. Oh, you two again? Oh, hello. Miles, we need to be careful. Even a little of what Martin told us is true. If anyone finds out about Alma, it could be disastrous for her. Let's just see if we can get any more information about what's going on. Say, what are you two doing in here anyway? We were looking through some of our luggage when the train stopped. We tried to leave, but the doors wouldn't open. Well, yeah, that makes sense, considering they were locked. They were locked? Mm-hmm. Tad strange. Of course, the front door leads to the engine, and that's always locked for passengers, but the back should have been open. Jeez, sure, I'm glad I came in here to check. You two might have been stuck in here until the end of the ride. Who locked us in here? Get a load of this. You want to know why we stopped? Some joker pulled the emergency brake. Nobody saw who did it, and we have no idea why they did. People think they're so funny pulling a stunt like that, but it's more dangerous than they think. The emergency brake applies so much force that they can easily damage the tracks and even the train itself. That's why they're for emergencies only. When I find the guy who did this, why, you better believe I'm gonna let him have it. Emma and I looked around here the entire time we were stopped. There's no question about it. Alma isn't in here. What happened to her? Let's see what he has to say, Miles. Alright. Hey, has anything unusual happened since the train stopped? Unusual? No, I wouldn't say so. Most of us trained personnel were investigating the brake situation to make sure it was safe to start moving again. We didn't uncover anything unordinary. Some passengers are a bit irate about it all, but I'd say everything's back to normal now. We should arrive in London in just about 2 hours. The back door was locked for some reason. London in just about 2 hours. So someone pulled the emergency stop, then someone cut the lights to the storage car and locked us in here. And somehow in the middle of all of this, Alma disappeared. If you'll excuse me, I have a few more things to check on. Don't stay in here too long, you two. This is really no place for loitering. We won't, thank you. Miles, I'm getting such a terrible feeling. Me too. What should we do? We need to talk to Professor Martin. We need him to tell us the whole truth. And if there's anyone who might know what happened to Alma, it's him. I just need him to be honest with me. If he really is the one who blackmailed Otto Keller, I need to hear it from him. I need to know who Martin really is. She's made up her mind. Martin. For Emma's sake, I hope it isn't true. Okay, let's go. Oh, hey, you two. Detective Daltrey? What's he doing outside Martin's cabin? Geez, you two look like you've seen a ghost. Are you all right? Yeah, we're okay. Are you here to see Professor Martin again? Yeah, your professor came to see me a little while ago and asked if I could meet him in his cabin around this time. It was just before the train stopped. He said he had something he wanted to talk with me about. Do you have any idea what it was? No, he didn't say, but he probably just wants to follow up on our last conversation. Whatever it is, I'm sure he wouldn't mind you guys being around for it. Why don't we visit him together? What's wrong? No, it's nothing. Let's go talk to him. Oh, what? What happened here? Professor Martin? Is Is he? He's dead. There's a gun in his hand. Did he? Wait, there's something on the table. This is a letter. It's addressed to you and me, Emma. What's it say? Emma and Miles, firstly, I would like to apologize if you're reading this after having discovered me yourself. It is my intention that the detective find me first so that I may spare you such a grim sight. However, I recognize that this is not entirely in my control, and I am sincerely sorry if this hasn't played out in the way I intended. By now it has become clear to me that my secrets cannot stay hidden for much longer. In spite of my best efforts, I'm certain the two of you will uncover the truth. It is only a matter of time. I'm not angry with you, nor am I disappointed in this outcome. To the contrary, I'm very proud of you both. But I regret that the truth is to my great shame. For my sins, I have chosen to end my life so that I may no longer bear their burden and face the reality of having them come to light. Please forgive me. Now I will explain all that has occurred in detail so that you may finally put your investigation to rest. It wasn't until we arrived in Vendreka that I was informed of the true reason that I was invited. When I first met with Senator Gordon, he informed me that a lawyer named Maxwell had discovered a very dangerous secret. If this secret were publicly revealed, the results would have been very undesirable. Maxwell tried to blackmail Senator Gordon with his information, but even if Gordon acquiesced to his demands, it would have been far too dangerous to allow him to go on with knowledge of this secret. The only solution was to have Maxwell killed. Gordon's plan was to bribe Maxwell's Ganbrican housekeeper to kill him in his home and make it look like a robbery. You know the Ganbrican man to whom I'm referring? Otto Keller. As insurance, Gordon would inform Otto that he and his family would be deported should he not comply. Of course, Gordon could not meet with Otto himself. A man in his position couldn't risk being seen engaging in any such business. So he asked me to do it. I would only be in the country for a short time, and he had no known connection to any of the involved parties. Once the job was done, there would be no evidence to implicate any of us, and Otto would be safely out of the country. As long as everything went according to plan. The night before we left Vendreka was the night Otto was to do the job. After killing Maxwell, he would meet with me in an occupied room of our hotel, and I would inform him of his next steps. He was to go with his wife and meet with the magician, who would make the necessary arrangements to have them stow away on the train. I, too, would take the train to oversee their journey and to ensure nothing went wrong. But when Otto met with me at the hotel, he had different plans. Otto was overcome with guilt for having killed Maxwell. He told me he had no intention of making the journey to London. He wanted me to ensure that his wife made the journey out of the country. But he was going to turn himself in to the police. He told me he would say it was a robbery. He would say nothing of my involvement or of our arrangement. I sympathized with him in his strong sense of justice. But such a risky plan was simply unacceptable. I told him no. I told him we would finish our arrangements exactly as planned. He protested. So I felt I had no choice but to find a way to convince him. I told him that if he didn't comply, I'd have his wife deported at once. I told him that she would never see freedom again. He became angry. We began to argue. He then became violent. I didn't want to hurt him, but I panicked as he approached me and... I fired a shot in his direction. It hit the window. Startled, he lost his balance and fell through the shattered glass. You remember what I told you of the Vendrekan Revolution? That I was a university student at the time in which it took place? In truth, I was deeply involved. Together with Gordon and with our friend Maya. We were very young and very idealistic. We wanted the best for our country, and we were determined to fight for it. There was a period where it seemed as if all of our efforts were being thwarted before we ever had a chance to act. One of our companions was acting as an informant, and one day, Gordon revealed to me he had discovered the traitor's identity. It was Meyer. We confronted Meyer with his information. He denied everything. He began to accuse us of being the informants, of betraying him. I don't remember much of what happened next. All I know is that Gordon and I left that meeting alive, and Meyer did not. I have lived every moment of my life since this incident, trying to hide from it. I left my home country. I refused to think of it even for a moment. I had nearly succeeded in forgetting it entirely, until Gordon informed me that the lawyer Maxwell had somehow discovered what we had done. Those who knew Maya believed he died in an uprising. Gordon and I covered our tracks carefully, but perhaps not carefully enough. And lastly, I would like to talk about Alma, the wife of Otto Keller, and the woman I so shamefully made a widow. The night Otto died after you went to sleep, I went to his home myself to meet with Alma. I'm sorry this happened, but we still must go through with the plan. I don't know if I can. I'm afraid you don't have a choice. You must be on the train tomorrow. If you aren't, I don't want you to die too. Please. I was determined to make sure that Alma completed her journey with no interference, to at least allow the woman whose life I destroyed an opportunity to find freedom in a new country. I knew that the detective will read this letter, and to you I humbly request, please, let her go. She's done nothing wrong and deserves the opportunity to rebuild her life free from oppression. I know everything I have told you will come as a great shock. I should have told Gordon that I wouldn't help him. I shouldn't have allowed myself to sink even lower in the name of hiding my past crimes. But I simply must accept that I am a weak man whose principles crumble in the face of overwhelming fear. I do not deserve to be a teacher, and I do not deserve such wonderful people as yourselves as my students. Miles, I'm sorry I doubted you. I'm certain you will flourish as a scholar of great talent and principle. And Emma, to have been your teacher was one of the great pleasures of my career. I know that you thought very highly of me and greatly valued my guidance. I too cherished our time as if you were my own family. The pain I feel in having betrayed your trust is almost too much to bear. If there is a silver lining, it is that I can rest knowing that you'll become a woman of greater character than any man, much less myself, could ever be. In the end, I only would have gotten in your way. I write these words in the hopes that you both may learn from my mistakes. You are young, you live in prosperous times, you have your whole lives ahead of you. You have the opportunity to make something of yourselves in a way that I never could. Please, do not take this for granted. Thank you both for everything. Goodbye. Okay. But who pulled the emergency brake? Emma! And where is Alma? Thank you for telling me everything. How are you holding up? I'm okay. Detective, how is Emma doing? I spoke to her briefly after she came to. She told me she was okay and that she wanted some time alone to think. I can tell she's a pretty tough girl. I know she'll make it through this. But deep down, it's clear she's really hurting. Don't worry, though. I'll keep an eye on her until we arrive. Thank you. You're a good kid, you know that? Trust me, I'm a good judge of character. I get the feeling that when she's ready for a shoulder to cry on, you'll be there for her. What about Alma? Have you found her yet? No, I've looked all around, but there's been no sign of her. Very strange, but I'm starting to think it's possible she fled from the train while we were stopped. It wouldn't have been difficult to slip out during all of the commotion. And she wasn't supposed to be on board anyway. It's unlikely anyone would have noticed. Wherever she is, I hope she's okay. There's quite a bit of this I'm still trying to make sense of. How could Martin have hidden the sound of a gunshot? Not a single person I've talked to said they heard anything strange. And I'm still in the dark about a lot of your investigation. If you don't mind, can we discuss some of the details? Maybe it'll help me piece some things together. Jeez, where do I start? Oh, we're gonna review adultery? Nice. I want you to take me through what happened today from the beginning. Along the way, I may have some questions, so bear with me. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Sure, the first thing we did today was... explain everything to Martin. We talked to Martin after what happened with Mr. Fisher last night. Emma wanted his advice. I see. Did you have any suspicions about him at this point? No, not really. They were just one thing. We knew that Martin was friends with Senator Gordon, and that Gordon was the one who invited Martin to visit Vendreka. That's where the idea for this study trip came from in the first place, but when we heard Mr. Fisher was spying on Senator Gordon, we didn't really know what to make of it. If only I'd learned the connection between Martin and Gordon sooner. Before we left, Martin told us to be careful and that he'd rather us not get involved in anything. I suspect at this point he knew it was only a matter of time before you found out his secret. After that, we decided to go find Mr. Fisher. Fisher, why were you two interested in him in the first place? Well, that's because he knew someone named Alma. But that's not it. We learned yesterday that Fisher's Alma wasn't the same person we were looking for. It was just a coincidence. Oh, it was, he may have witnessed Emma and Alma together. As it turns out, Fisher was one of the few people who may have witnessed Emma and Alma together before Alma went missing. Interesting. So, what did he say? Did he see them together? No, he didn't, but he did see something else in the lounge car that morning that raised our suspicions. He saw Alma get a drink, he saw the bartender forge a receipt, he saw Veda make a deal. Veda, huh? I had a feeling that woman and her husband were up to something. The bartender told us that Veda had I like his breakdown pose, had gotten a glass of wine, but Fisher remembered it differently. He saw Veda give the bartender money, but leave without a drink. The bartender was very clear with us that 3 drinks were sold, and his cash register confirmed it. So, if Veda wasn't one of them, then, yeah, we were able to catch him in a lie and prove that Alma must have had tea with Emma that morning. So then, that's it. Veda paid him to keep his mouth shut. Yeah, exactly. Actually, we'd been suspicious of Veda and Monty from the beginning because of the ring we found in their cabin. A ring? Yeah, their engraving on the ring said, "To my beloved, AK." We didn't know Alma's last name at the time, but we knew there was a possibility the ring belonged to her. Fascinating. The bartender never fully admitted anything, but he did give us something that confirmed our suspicions. The money. He gave us the money Veda paid him. He wanted us to tell her that he changed his mind. Huh. Well, this explains why I saw you two outside of Veda and Monty's cabin earlier. I could tell immediately that those two were suspicious, but I wasn't able to get anything out of them. Veda didn't pull any punches. Looks like her comments must have really bothered him. So, what happened when you confronted them? It took some effort, but we eventually got Veda to admit that she knew something about Emma. She wouldn't tell us any more, though. We got so close, but he was right about one thing. Even though we knew something was going on, we didn't have any real evidence. But wait, I thought you had Alma's ring. No, we didn't. It had gone missing overnight. Emma had it in her room when she went to bed, but didn't when she woke up. We thought we were finished, but then Martin showed up with the missing ring. After that, Emma and I joined him in his cabin, and he told us everything. Almost everything. He told us how he was helping Senator Gordon smuggle Alma out of Vendreka because she was under threat of deportation. The plan involved hiding her in a piece of Monty's stage equipment in the storage car. Wow. No wonder we couldn't find her. He told us he took the ring so that Emma and I wouldn't get involved, and he even said there was someone else he was suspicious of. It was Daltrey. Who? Me? Yeah, it was hard to believe, but he told us that the Vendrekan police were unsympathetic to Gambrican immigrants, and that if Alma were found, she'd certainly be deported, or worse. I'm ashamed to admit it, but that part is certainly true. That's why I changed my mind about Fisher. I couldn't bring him back to Vendreka, knowing what would happen to him. Yeah, you told us about that when Emma and I saw you in the lounge car earlier this evening. There was one more thing you told us that finally made us suspicious of Martin. It was, who killed Otto Keller, what time it was, Alma's last name? It was Alma's last name and her relation to Otto Keller. Martin didn't tell us that Alma was married to the man who was murdered 3 days ago, so we knew there had to be more to the story. That's when we decided we needed to talk to Alma herself. She was the only one who could tell us the whole truth. So you went to the storage car to look for her. It wasn't easy, but we eventually found her in a very unlikely place. In the cage. She was underneath the floor of the big cage in a hidden compartment. Unreal. I just can't believe how much you two were able to discover. And to think he was all ready to call it quits. What kind of detective am I? I'm sorry. Don't mind me. Please continue. Alma was reluctant to talk at first, but she trusted Emma, so Eventually, she opened up to us. She told us about a man who blackmailed her husband Otto to get him to murder Maxwell. And just as she was about to tell us who it was, the train came to a stop and the lights went off. When we finally got the lights back on, Alma was gone, and we discovered someone had locked us in. If it wasn't for the porter coming by and unlocking the door, we might have been stuck there for the rest of the trip. I suppose it was Martin who did all that. Does that mean he's the one who pulled the emergency stop? But why would he? Wait! I think I know why. You do? Yes, think about it. Other than making the train stop, what could he cause to happen by pulling the brake? Make the train whistle blow. Exactly! I couldn't figure out how Martin hid the sound of a gunshot on a crowded train, but the whistle would have provided cover. The whistle always sounds when the train stops and starts, so by pulling the emergency brake, you could predict exactly when it would blow. All he had to do was wait in his cabin for the train to start moving again. Well, that's a plausible theory at least. But it still doesn't explain what happened to Alma. Once the porter left, Emma and I decided that we needed to confront Martin. And that's when we ran into you outside his door. Okay. Thank you. I think I have a good understanding of everything now. Maxwell discovered Gordon's dark secret and, as a result, was murdered by Otto, who was subsequently killed by Martin. I guess that just about wraps up my case, then. Both murders are accounted for, and both culprits are no longer with us. The only person left to be brought to justice in this whole thing is Senator Gordon. Is something the matter? No, it's nothing, just something I need to think about. None of this should have happened the way it did. It was my responsibility to solve this case. And I failed. Sorry. Detective, what are you gonna do now? I don't know. I really don't. But at least I have some time to figure it out. I'm gonna check on Emma. If you can, try to get some rest. We should arrive in London at around 10 o'clock. Thank you, Detective. What now? Alright, Chapter 5, the finale. Okay. We're just gonna play this up to the end, I think, at this point. Mouse, hello? Are you listening? Huh? What? Oh, hi, Emma. You totally zoned out for a minute there. Are you feeling okay? Yeah, I think so. Well, anyway, as I was saying, I finished looking over your term paper and left you a few notes that I'd like you to consider, but it's really wonderful, Miles. I'm very proud of you. Huh? My term paper? Yes, your paper on post-Van Drecken Revolution literature? You just asked me to read it a few hours ago. Are you sure you're feeling okay? Yeah. No, sorry, I mean, thank you. I appreciate you looking it over. I'll check out your feedback a little later. Great. Honestly, it's very well written, and your thesis is super interesting. You've come such a long way. I just know Professor Martin is going to be so impressed. Professor Martin? I just can't stop thinking about how great our trip was. I'm so glad I got to do this before I graduated. I'm really going to miss all of this. But hey, this isn't really the end, right? Maybe someday, years from now, the three of us can get together and take another trip. But this time, not as teachers and students, but as friends. Wouldn't that be nice? I'm sorry, did that sound weird? I guess being so close to graduation is making me kind of sentimental. You getting sentimental? No, it's just... Oh, Miles! I'm sorry, I have to go. I told Martin I would visit him during his office hours in just a few minutes. I really need to get going. If you have any questions about your paper, let me know. I'll see you later, okay? Yeah, okay. Bye. Wait, Emma. What's up? It's just... I'm really gonna miss you too. Okay. Huh? I must have nodded off for a bit. I didn't realize how exhausted I was. What an embarrassing dream. Looks like we won't be arriving for another 30 minutes or so. Wonder how Emma is holding up. Notes. Otto killer. Turns out Otto was Alma's husband. He was blackmailed by Gordon and Martin to murder Edison Maxwell. He did the job, but overcome with guilt, he threatened to turn himself into the police. Him and Martin argued about it, and Martin accidentally killed him in the process. It's just so awful to think about. He didn't deserve any of what happened to him. We found Martin dead in his cabin just about 2 hours before we were set to arrive in London. He committed suicide. He confessed in a letter to multiple crimes. He worked with Senator Gordon to blackmail Otto Keller into killing Maxwell Edison, who discovered that Martin and Gordon murdered their friend Meyer during the Revolution for being an informant. Otto killed Maxwell but threatened to turn himself into the police, and Martin accidentally killed him in the ensuing argument. In his letter, he made it clear how ashamed he was of what he had done, and with Emma and I so close to discovering the truth, he decided the guilt was too much to bear. This is all too much to process. I don't even really know what to feel, but I'm really worried about Emma. So Alma's last name is Keller. She's the wife of Otto Keller, the man who Martin blackmailed to kill Edison Maxwell and then killed at the hotel. Emma and I managed to find her and talk to her, but she disappeared when the lights went out in the storage car. I can't even imagine all the pain she must feel after what she's been through. I hope she's okay, wherever she is. Jaltry was with Emma and I when we discovered Martin's body. He knows everything that happened now. In the end, he turned out all right. He's been very kind to us through all of this, and I trust him to do everything he can to bring Senator Gordon to justice. Okay, let's go to Emma's cabin. Not here. I wonder where she went. Oh, alright. I have some time. Let's do a quick lap around the train and see if I can find her. Closest place to check first would be the lounge car. Hey you! Have you heard the news? Yeah, have you heard? Somebody on board was murdered! Murder. Can you believe it? Palmer, I don't think he heard me. No, he must not have. Maybe you should say it louder. Yes, that will do the trick. Ahem. Somebody... All right. No, I heard you the first time. Murder. Yeah, that's very interesting. You don't believe us, do you? I mean, to be fair, it's not like we have any evidence. Evidence? Who needs evidence when you have a golfer's intuition? How does that help? Listen, the train didn't come to an emergency stop for no reason. Sure, the attendants have assured us it was cause for no concern, but that only makes me more suspicious. They're clearly trying to cover something up to avoid bad press. And what could be more damning than murder? Sorry, Dennis, it sounds like a pretty big leap to me. Why won't you let me have any fun? Okay, fine. There's no real evidence of murder, I know, but there's definitely something fishy going on. My intuition never fails. Well, he's not wrong about that. I just wish we could have had more time to figure out what it was. Just our luck. Well, I guess the actual news hasn't gotten out. That's probably for the best. If people knew what happened, it might cause a panic. Oh, Dennis! We need to finish packing. You're right! Sorry, my good friend, we must take our leave. I wish you the best, from now on until the end of your round. May your lies be flat, and your putts be true. Good luck! Let's speak to Fisher. Oh, hello. It's nice to see you again. How are you feeling? You're looking for your friend? I'm very sorry, but I haven't seen her. If you haven't already, I would ask the bartender. He seems to have a keen sense for what's going on around the train. Everyone on board seems very restless. People are spreading quite sensational rumors, and the detective did seem somewhat uneasy last I saw him. I wonder if something happened. I must apologize again for my part in everything that transpired these past few days. It's okay, Mr. Fisher. You helped lead us to the truth, and we can't thank you enough for that. That's very kind of you to say. When the detective told me he was going to let me stay in London, I couldn't hold back my tears. I think, even after everything that has transpired, he would be kind enough to let me go. Well, it was overwhelming, to say the least. But after my excitement settled down, I began to think, and I realized something very important. I've been quite selfish, truly. And as much as I want to see my daughter and her family, I believe I still have work to do. We'll be returning to Vendecker with a detective. And when I do, I will confess to all that I have done and to all that I know. Mr. Fisher, are you sure? If you admit the truth, you might be... I know there will be consequences for my actions, but they're a small price to pay for helping justice be done. And for a clean conscience. It's only after I make up for my part in this ordeal that I can face my daughter. I believe... No, I know. I will see her again. And when I do, it will be as a man worthy of being her father. You know, I think you already are a worthy father, Mr. Fisher. Thank you. Let's talk to the bartender. Well, you're back. Tell me, how did it go with the magician and his wife? Did you find your dream woman? You don't want to tell me? It's not that, it's just... No, it's fine. You don't need to tell me. The look on your face says it all. I can tell you found what you were looking for. But I sense the result wasn't quite what you hoped it would be. Yeah, something like that. Well, such is life. No, I have not seen her. Oh, what thoughts? The train is awash in gossip. It would appear something dramatic took place after we stopped. That said, most of the passengers have little idea what actually transpired, myself included. Not even my strongest blend could weaken the detective's constitutions enough to make him tell me. Relax, it was a joke. Nevertheless, I have heard some interesting rumors. If you're curious, I'd be happy to divulge. No games this time? No games. I think we both had enough fun for one ride, yes? Rumors. I'm not entirely sure how this rumor started, but many passengers seem to believe a murder took place while we were stopped. Granted, nobody I've talked to has seen any evidence of this, and I'm sure the truth isn't quite that dramatic. But that hasn't stopped some of our more questionable passengers from pretending to be Hercule Poirot. It's very irritating. He's probably talking about Dennison Palmer. It's clear that the detective is hiding something from us, but, well, none of my business. Very soon we will arrive in London, and this journey will be behind us. I would suggest that everyone move on from whatever took place here, and prepare to return to their dull, unsensational lives. That's my opinion, anyway. I think you have the right idea. Okay. No, I have not seen her. Okay. Well... Mr. Fisher and the bartender are in here, but no sign of Emma. I wonder what Mr. Fisher and the bartender have to say. I did hear one more thing. One of the porters was complaining about a man and a woman bothering him in the storage car. He described the woman as fearsome. Yeah. Could it be Veta and Monty? I want to find Emma, but I wonder what they're up to. When I'm done here, I should check it out. Okay? Oh, it's you. I wondered if I might see you before we arrived. Where's your friend? I'm not sure. I'm looking for her. Oh, I see. Yes, Monty, I know. I'm getting to it. Well, when you see her, please tell her that I apologize. And I apologize to you as well. I know I treated you both dreadfully. In my mind, I was only doing everything I could to protect my husband. I involved myself in this scheme for his benefit. It's only now that I can see what a wicked person I'd become. So, yes, I'm sorry. How was that, Monty? Thanks, I appreciate it. You know, I'm really not so bad when you get to know me. Sure, Veta. I'm sorry, no, we haven't seen her. Yes, we know what happened to your professor. Monty and I spoke with the detective. When he told us what had happened, I knew the jig was up. I didn't know I was involving myself with murderers. If I'd known, No, I should be honest. I knew they were up to no good. I chose to look the other way. I'd have done anything for Monty, even if that meant involving ourselves with dangerous criminals. You understand, don't you? It's only love. Well, maybe someday you'll understand. Maybe even someday soon if you play your cards right. That said, for you to discover your professor like that and to find out about his crimes in that way, it's all quite awful, and I am sincerely sorry to have played any part in it. It's okay, Veta. Em and I will be okay. I hope so. So if you spoke to Detective Daltrey, then what's going to happen to you two? Well, I don't know. The detective didn't arrest us, but I'm sure that's just because he has his hands full at the moment. I don't expect he'll let us off the hook, and I don't intend to be a nuisance for him. Sure, part of me thinks the two of us should just make a break for it once we get to London, but... That's the old Veda. No more little plans and schemes. From now on, I'm doing all the right things. Whatever makes you happy, darling. Wow, I'm actually kind of touched. I guess we'll see what happens. Well, I don't think I have anything left to discuss with them. I should get back to looking for Emma. Hey, before you go... There's something I should tell you. What's this about? Can I trust you? What do you mean? What I'm about to tell you requires the utmost discretion. You can't tell anyone. Not even the detective. Well, all right. I have to know what this is about. Yeah. You can trust me. Good. I have a message for you. A message? It wasn't even sure if I'd get to deliver it, but since you're here, well, here goes nothing. She'd like to speak with you. She? She's hiding in our cabin. The door is locked, but if you knock and say who it is, she'll let you in. Wait, does she mean... That's all I can tell you. After all, the new Veda is supposed to have nothing to hide, right? You'd better hurry, though. We'll be arriving in London pretty soon. Thank you. I'm on my way. Good luck. Could it really be? Alma? Let's see. Oh, hey! Just the man I wanted to see. I was on my way to come get you. Detective Daltrey. I wonder what he's up to now. Let's not go to the cabin. I was just with Emma in the observation car. She told me she wanted to talk to you. Oh, that's funny. I've been looking for her. That's just about the only place I haven't checked. We're glad I caught up to you then. We'll be arriving soon, so you shouldn't keep her waiting too long. How is she doing? She's okay, but I can tell she has a lot on her mind. I know she's been through a lot, and she has every right to be upset. But even so, I get the sense that something else is bothering her. Call it my detective's instinct. Well, whatever she's thinking, it's none of my business. I'll let you two sort it out. I wonder what's on her mind. Still no sign of her. I trust Daltrey, but I gave Veda my word I wouldn't say anything. You know, I spoke with him for a pretty long time yesterday. I liked him. He seemed like a decent man, passionate about his work, and proud of his students. I'll admit, his connection to Vendreka and his presence at the hotel raised my suspicions, but... After talking to him, I was sure there was no way a guy like that could hurt anyone. The professor went through a lot of hardship. That can't excuse his actions, but... Do you think it's fair to judge someone for how they act in an impossible situation? Situations no person should ever have to endure? I just can't help but wonder what would I have done in this situation. I felt there was no choice. What would you do? I don't know. Yeah, neither do I. What about you, Detective? Have you figured out what you're going to do next? Listen, I'm going to be completely honest with you. We may know the truth, but bringing any true resolution to the situation is going to be difficult. What started as a murder ended up as a genuine government conspiracy. And I get the sense that Senator Gordon is the type to have made contingency plans for this exact scenario. Even if Martin were alive to confess, bringing Gordon to justice would have been difficult. Without him, well, I promise you, I will do everything in my power to bring the truth to light and have Gordon answer for his crimes. But for you and Emma, the story ends when we get to London. If I've learned anything these past few days, it's that I've allowed myself to ignore my country's many problems for far too long. I'm not naive enough to think I can solve them alone, but all I can do is try my best to bring some closure to everything that happened these past few days. And hopefully if I can, it'll be a step in the right direction. My advice? Forget about Vendreka, go back to your lives, and leave the rest to me. Okay? Okay. Well, I better go find Emma, so I'm gonna get going. Oh yeah, you should. I'm sorry to have kept you so long. There's that detective's instinct again. You're hiding something from me, aren't you? What? I told Vet I wouldn't say anything, but... You know, I was really sticking my neck out by telling Fisher I'd let him stay in London. If there were any other stowaways on board, it'd be really hard for me to get away with letting them walk. But I sympathize with him, in spite of what my job asks me to do, you know? My heart sometimes tells me to do the opposite. So, maybe if there were any other stowaways still on board... Well, maybe it's for the best that I don't know about it. Well, I'm gonna go try to get one last drink before we arrive. I'm sure hope the bar's still open. I'll catch up with you and Emma once we get to the station. Sound good? Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks, Detective, and good luck with everything. Don't sweat it. Alright, so Emma's waiting for me in the observation car. I'll catch up with her as soon as I can, but first, I need to talk to Alma. Alright. Daltrey is a good dude. Alma, it's me, Miles. Alma, she's okay. Hello, Miles. It's good to see you again. Yeah, same to you. Alma, what happened, and why are you hiding out here in Vetta's cabin? I owe you an explanation, but if you don't mind, I would like to explain it to both you and Emma, if I could. Do you know where she is? Yeah, she's in the observation car. I was just about to go and see her. Do you want to come with me? I don't think I should leave this place with that detective still snooping around. I understand. I don't want you to do anything you're uncomfortable with, but you don't have to worry about Detective Daltrey. He's all right. Trust me. It's okay, though. I'll go get her. Wait. Hold on. I'll come with you. Are you sure? Yes, I trust you. And if you trust the detective, then I do too. Okay, let's go. There she is outside on the platform. Emma? Hey, Miles. How are you doing? I'm alright. I just keep going over everything that happened in my head. I don't know what to think or what to feel. It still just doesn't seem real. Does that make sense? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Hey, Emma, I brought someone with me. She wants to talk to us. Hello again, Emma. Alma! Oh, Alma. I'm so glad to see you're okay. When we lost you earlier, I thought the worst. I'm sorry to have worried you so much. This whole time I've been nothing but a burden to you. I feel so guilty. I feel like I owe you both so much. Miles and I just wanted to do the right thing. We wanted to help someone in need, and we wanted to find the truth. You don't owe us anything, Alma. But I think you can help us with one more thing. Finding the real truth. Yes, you deserve that. You deserve to know what happened after I met you in the storage car. When the lights went out. No, that's not what I meant. What is Emma getting at? I don't... Emma, what's this about? There's something about Martin's story that doesn't make sense. It's just a small thing, but I can't stop thinking about it. Miles, with everything we know, who do you think killed Edison Maxwell? Maxwell? But we know that already, don't we? It was Otto, right? I know it seems that way, but Alma, you have something else to tell us, don't you? Do you mind if I tell you a bit about my husband, Otto? It was shortly after we were married that Otto suggested we flee to Vendreka. But even after we moved, we still struggled to get by. Both of us searched for suitable work to little success. The only jobs we could find were low-paying positions as housekeepers for that dreadful lawyer, Maxwell. We would alternate days, and if for some reason one of us was unable to work, the other would go instead. The work was grueling, and Maxwell was a tyrant. Both Otto and I were so worn down. I would often return home late at night and break down into tears, but Otto never complained. He would comfort me, reassure me that someday our situation would improve, that this wouldn't be forever. In spite of everything, he believed in Vendreka. He was a truly good man. One night, Otto returned home looking pale. I asked him what was wrong, and he told me. That was the night your professor first met him and instructed him to kill Maxwell. He confessed to me what he'd been told. He was beside himself. He didn't know what to do. He thought we should go to the police, but I feared that they would be unsympathetic. And I feared the consequences for us if your professor found out. When the night came that Otto was to kill Maxwell, he was supposed to go to work as normal, but Otto couldn't even get out of bed. He was sick to his stomach. He had decided not to do it. He could never kill a man. He was too good for that. As always, he assured me that everything would be all right. But we both knew this time was different. I was so frightened. And then Otto, too sick to go to work, asked me if I would go for him, as I'd done many times before. I went to Maxwell's that night. I don't believe he heard me come in the door because his attention was elsewhere. As I walked in, I overheard the end of a conversation he was having on the phone. It sounded like he was bragging to one of his colleagues. He boasted about how he was blackmailing a Ganbrican immigrant he had working for him. He laughed as he told his friend how he threatened to have the man deported if he didn't obey. He was exploiting another struggling Ganbrican in the same way your professor was exploiting my husband. It made me so angry, and I was afraid. So many thoughts were rushing through my mind, and I... Uh-huh. So she's the one who did it. Okay. Not her husband. Wow. I immediately fled and told my husband what I'd done. He just looked at me. He looked at me in a way he had never looked at me before. Got up and dressed immediately. He told me he was going to meet with your professor as originally planned, as if he had completed the job. He left, and that was the last time I ever saw him. I didn't know that he had planned to turn himself in and take credit for the murder. I suppose this was his way of accepting responsibility for what I had done. It was only later that I found out he intended to have me travel to London alone. But even before then, I knew. It was in that look he gave me, the moment that I saw his face. I knew that he didn't love me anymore, and how could he? How could a decent man like Otto love a murderer? I wasn't good enough for him. I let him down, and he let me go. That isn't true. Martin never intended to kill your husband. He said so in his letter. They had an altercation at the hotel, but it wasn't because Otto decided to turn himself in. It was because Martin threatened you. Martin told Otto that you would be deported if he refused to comply with the plan. Otto protested, so Martin panicked and shot him. I think your husband tried to do the right thing, both for himself and for you. He died trying to protect you, Alma. Miles, I think you have something that belongs to Alma, don't you? Oh yeah, that's right. The ring. This is... We found this in Veta and Monty's cabin. It's your wedding ring, isn't it? I took this off after they found me. After I talked to you. I left it in their cabin because I didn't think I should wear it anymore. It's because of this ring that we found you, Alma. We knew it was yours because of the engraving. And my beloved Alma Keller. Your husband loved you, Alma. Until the very end. No, Otto. Hmm. When the lights went out, your professor immediately grabbed me and took me back to his cabin. He spoke with me in some detail about his life, about who he actually was and who he was to you two. Then, he handed me his gun. He had the scene set to look like a suicide. All I had to do was place the gun in his hand when I was finished. He instructed me to wait for the train to start moving and to shoot when the whistle blew. Then I was to go to the magician's cabin and hide with them until the train finally arrived in London. I suppose this was how he felt he could make amends for Otto's death, allowing me to take revenge. I took the gun. I stood there waiting for the train to move. Neither of us said a word. We just stared into each other's eyes for what felt like an eternity. He wasn't afraid. He had made up his mind. It was pitiful. I waited, and I waited, until... It's all right, Alma. You don't have to tell us anymore. I don't blame you. After what he had done to you, I'm sure I'd have done the same. Emma, please don't get the wrong idea. I don't blame you for thinking like you do. After all, what I've done is something I will have to live with for the rest of my life. But I didn't kill your professor. After some time had passed, I handed him his gun, and I left. A few nights ago, I nearly lost myself. Grief and guilt clouded my mind, and I didn't feel I had anything left to live for. When I was lying alone in that cage, I ceased to feel anything at all. I may as well have been dead. As soon as the train departed, I escaped from where I was hidden and came here to this exact spot. I intended to end my own life. I waited here, trying to work up the courage to do the only thing I thought was left for me. When suddenly you appeared and brought me back down to Earth. You helped me bring my humanity back. And I wasn't about to lose it again. For something as horrible as revenge. You're a special girl with a good heart. I sincerely hope, in spite of everything, I sincerely hope your spirit isn't broken. We should arrive in just a few minutes. I'm going to return to the magician's cabin. If you want to tell the detective about me, I won't stop you. Alma, I'm glad we found you, and maybe someday we'll come back to London and find you again. Does that sound good? I'd like that. Thank you. Goodbye. See you later, Alma. Goodbye. Emma? Yeah? How did you know? How did you know that Alma killed Maxwell? There was an inconsistency between Martin's description of Maxwell's death and Daltrey's. Think about it, Miles. Do you remember? What was the inconsistency? Let me think. The nature of the crime scene? You think it had something to do with the crime scene, huh? Well, okay. What was it about the crime scene? Where was the discrepancy? The scene looking like a robbery? That's right. I see you really were paying attention. According to Daltrey, the scene of the crime was very clean. There was no sign of a struggle or any indication of a robbery. But Martin specifically said the plan involved making the crime scene look like a robbery. Otto could have made a mistake, but under the circumstances, I couldn't shake the feeling there was another explanation. That's when I realized the murder might have been committed by someone who only knew part of the plan. That part that involved killing Maxwell. That left only one person. Very perceptive as always. Miles, do you think that we did the right thing? What do you mean? I keep thinking about what would have happened had we not gotten involved in all of this. Right now, we'd just be thinking about how nice of a trip this was. And Martin would still be here. It's not It's not that I wish we hadn't learned the truth, it's just maybe there could have been a better way. If I'd done things differently, or if I just wasn't so obsessed with finding Alma. It's just, how could I not be? How could I just forget about her? She was all alone, nobody else looking for her. Nobody else seemed to care about her at all. I couldn't do nothing. If nobody else was going to fight for her, then it had to be me. At least that's what I thought. Now I'm not so sure. Should I have just minded my own business and left it alone? I'm sorry. I don't even know what I'm saying. Hey, Emma. Can you tell me something? Why did you want me to come on this trip? Why do you ask? It just, when you first told me about this whole thing, I wasn't too sure about it, but you really were insistent. You kept telling me how good it'd be for my writing, how it'd be a good chance to show Martin what I could do. I know you really meant all of that, but was that the only reason? No. No, of course it wasn't. I was nervous about traveling overseas for the first time, and I didn't want to. I mean, I knew I'd be safe with Professor Martin, but I didn't want to go alone. I wanted someone else to share this experience with, and I wanted it to be you. And now look at this mess I got you into. You must think I sound pretty pathetic. You know, Emma, before we met, I really felt kind of lost. These past few years, I thought I figured something out, or at least for the first time, I thought I had a goal. I wanted to prove myself to Martin, just like you did. Sometimes in class, you'd answer him so enthusiastically, and he'd give you that sly smile of approval. I just want to roll my eyes. But honestly, I was jealous. I was jealous that Martin thought so highly of you. I just knew I couldn't compare. I wanted what you had. Someone who really believed in me and the talent to deserve it. I don't know if it was just because I was jealous or what, but it just seems dumb now. Emma, you saved someone's life. You saved her life just by being who you are, and by doing what you thought was the right thing to do. And on top of that, it's all because of you that the real truth behind multiple horrible crimes finally came to light. I never had any reason to be jealous, because from the day I met you, I had someone to look up to. I think you did the right thing, and I'm glad I was here to help you do it. And both Alma and Martin were right about you. You really are a remarkable person, Emma, and I'm glad to have you as a tutor and a friend. You saved a murderer from going to jail and/or being deported. Great job, Emma. Thank you, Miles. And Miles, don't think that just because of all of this you can skip writing that term paper. Martin isn't here anymore, so it's my responsibility to make sure we finish the study program. And I won't take no for an answer. I want this to be the best essay you've ever written, okay? Don't worry. It will be. Good. I can't wait to read it. Okay. And the train is pulling into London. Detective Instinct, farewell, my beloved. So this might be the start of a series, they said, if this actually sells well. Game came out five-ish months ago, I think. Not that long ago, really. I really liked this. This was really good. Like, for a very first game, this was great. This was very well done. Interesting story, good characters, good writing, I think. Yeah, good stuff. Bowl of Lentils, Evan Butler, Maddox. Not that Maddox. Matt the Snow Monster, Round Patton, Peachtree Oath, and Steve Lee. Okay. The end. Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, really interesting story. There we go. Chapter 5 cleared, and that's it. Huh. Yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on what Harmonica does later, because that was a good game. I have a bunch of like Ace Attorney-like games that I have in the back pocket that I'm probably gonna be working my way through slowly. I'll figure out which one. I got one, Murders on the Yangtze River. I have a couple like detective games. I have Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane, which is like Wizard Ace Attorney. So I'll figure out which one we're gonna do next, and we'll get it queued up. But anyway, we will see you next Saturday, same time. All right, guys, have a good one.